Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is fucking Thursday night. It's Wrestle with Knuckleheads, and we got the wrestler, the dreamer, the traveler, the closer, the bodega boy, the suntan Superman, the Apollo Creed to your Rocky Balboa, the fucking the guy who's making the Arizona iced tea more expensive because he's traveling the fucking world, and now all of a sudden they run out of product because now Japanese people want to drink Arizona iced tea. German people want to drink Arizona iced tea. That shit was for the Bronx, man. You come in here, you take our shit, you travel the world with it, and now all of a sudden we gotta be high class. What's wrong with you?
So what? I'm doing a disservice. I'm doing a disservice to us. No, I'm trying to keep us on the map, baby. First of all, hell of an intro. Thank you for that. Secondly, prior to that, my first thought really was that show intro is like 3 minutes long.
Yes.
So that in itself was impressive. And then you tagged all of that with all this energy. So thank you. I appreciate you. And thanks for having me on.
Yo, I appreciate you coming on, but it's not over. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a beef with you and you don't even know about it. All right? Because you probably know about it because you saw the video, but that only one, there can only be one show. That was my birthday, and you had people singing "Happy Birthday" to you, and that wasn't your birthday. You stole my birthday. You came in there.
I didn't steal your birthday. This is what happened. Let me tell you what happened. So my birthday proper is on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't wrestle on the 12th. I didn't wrestle in my hometown at my school on the 12th. I did it on the 10th. And family and friends came to celebrate with me, surprised me at the show, surprised me with a happy birthday. So don't come after me like it was my plan, like it was my idea. Okay.
From what I heard,
the circumstances came together in such a way that I was celebrated on the day. That's all I'm saying.
From what I heard, you found out it was my birthday and you made some last minute calls and you hired some people. You bring the choir from the school. You bring the president of the Bronx. You bring the step team from Manhattan. You bring a bicycle group and you had 40 people. Yes, this is what I heard. This is what I heard. I'm not saying it's coming from this guy. I'm not saying it's coming from Matt Austin. I'm not saying it's coming from Matt Hall.
Matt would never speak a bad word about me.
But I'm just saying, I went to high school with him, so sometimes we speak, and my boy was delusional after his match.
He was loopy.
You know what I'm saying?
I know he would never speak a bad word about me, so it must have been somebody else. Grapevine giving you some bad info. Bad info.
I don't know, man. All I know is it was my birthday. I went in there. I was like, all right, cool. And then they sing happy birthday. He was like, oh shit, me and Jarett Diaz share a birthday. And then I'm like, nah, hold on, wait. You birthday's on the 12th?
So who gave you the right info? Who told you it was on the 12th?
I looked it up.
Who told you that wasn't my birthday? You looked it up.
No, Matt was the one. Matt was the one that told me, I think. I don't know. I was just so disappointed, man, because I was there ready to get Sasha Banks' phone number from one of y'all.
You want somebody to sing happy birthday to you?
No, I wanted what was I wanted what's belonged to me. Mercedes Monet's number is what's belonged to me. I didn't live on this planet long enough for her to not know who I am. Okay.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I know a guy that knows a guy that might know her. I don't know.
All right, cool. Because I know somebody who knows somebody that don't know her. So now we meet in the middle, and boom. All I need is the first 7 digits.
We'll figure it out.
And the zip code. All right, cool. Got you. Now that you're on the case, we could be we could be cool again. All right, we had to throw that out there. See, this is what happens when Gigi wants to show up late. There's no one here to tame me from my stupidity.
I don't know. She was the one who extended the invite, and then she's like, "What kind of host is that?"
Word, you see? But she says she's sorry for me.
Right. She'll get here when she gets here. We'll have a nice chat.
Word.
It'll be fine.
Word. See, I got rules when we go out in public, so I couldn't say nothing. That's why I didn't come up to you after your match with Sky Blue, and I didn't say nothing because I got rules. She got a taser.
You didn't want to address the beef. Yeah, I had to get me on your turf.
Yeah. Because there was no taser to my back from Gigi. When we out in public, she got weapons and shit. Plus, her little one beats me up.
I don't doubt it. Guys, what do you want to talk about today, my man? What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about you. I want to talk about your tag team. I want to talk about everything, bro. Let's get to know you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I see a guy wearing tights with the Arizona colors on it, bringing Arizona IC to the ring from the Bronx. There's not too many wrestlers that I know about from the Bronx. I need to get to know him. Plus, I went to high school. Like I said, I went to high school with Matt. You Matt's partner, so it's like we extended family right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's my guy. Me and Matt just went to Walters up in White Plains and just came back from that.
Oh, okay.
Matt and I are friends outside of this, which is really all you can ask for.
Word. And he's a good guy. It's dope that you guys are friends afterwards because you keep hearing the stories. You can either make friends or make money, and it's like I don't know. I don't understand.
I just don't see it that way. And I've been really lucky enough to make good friends, make best friends, and make lifelong connections through wrestling. And honestly, like I played football my whole life, and I still have friends that I played football in high school and in college with. But in wrestling, it's just such a different, life on the line, high stakes scenarios sometimes that those bonds just get formed even faster.
No, I hear you. You know, ain't no way to shape a bond and to put your life on the line with somebody. You know,
Absolutely.
You may not like these people, but you got to trust them in some way, right?
Yeah, that's the name of the game, right? Like when they say, I don't know how much we peel back the curtain on this show, but when they say, in wrestling, your number one job is to take care of your opponent.
Yeah.
To make sure that nobody gets hurt out there. And number two is to entertain the crowd. So I take that very seriously.
No, I hear you. And I appreciate that you take it very seriously because, listen, I grew up watching wrestling my whole life. The first thing I ever watched was Hogan body slam Andre the Giant. I'm throwing my age out there.
That's a good first memory.
Yeah, so I feel like I love this business just as much as any other wrestler. It's just I haven't participated in the training and all that other stuff for my own reasons. But
I mean, look, wrestling is for every man. Wrestling is for everybody, not just for the wrestlers.
Yeah,
that's the best part of it. Is that everybody plays a role. Everybody finds their little niche, whether it be in the ring, on commentary, as a talker, or just as a fan. You take part in some way. You participate.
Yeah, definitely. And, all right, so before we get that, you said you played football. What position did you play?
You want to get to know me?
Let's get to know you. All right, so March 12th, I'm going to say 1990, right? Did I guess right?
96.
1996. Wow, we got a baby. Did you get your parents' permission to come on the show?
I just hit 27.
Oh, man.
I'm enjoying it. I'm loving getting older so far. It's been getting older for me has just meant make more money, see more of the world, and learn more life. So getting older so far has been amazing, and I'm sure that'll tip at some point. I'm sure I'll want to stop time, but so far I've loved my experiences.
No, bro, as someone that went through life in a stage where it had to pause. Keep that energy, man. You keep growing, you keep, because you don't necessarily have to keep making more money, but you keep making those experiences and enjoying your life and learning from everybody else's mistakes and even your own. That's the best way to live life, because it's not always about money.
Absolutely, absolutely. So getting to know me. I'm born and raised in the Bronx. I live in the Bronx right now. I've lived in other places, but right now I'm back in the Bronx for a couple years now. I started playing football in Pelham Bay at the Warriors Pop Warner League.
Yo, me too.
I
was a Navajo.
At 6 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Navajo.
I started as a Bear at 7, and then my dad took over a team, coached the team for a couple years. We were the Blue Devils, and then that was Pop Warner. And then when I went to middle school, played in high school, in Harrison up in Westchester, and that was when he was like, all right, hands off. I'll coach you out, a football coach and a retired NYPD. He played football for the police department for 20 years, traveled the world doing that. When I got a little older, he said, all right, hands off. I'll train you elsewhere and outside, but you got to learn how to be coached by strangers and learn how to get along in that system. So played in middle school, played in high school. I went to college at Anderson University, which is Division II out in Indiana. I was a D1 prospect with no grades, so I ended up in the middle of nowhere at a small Christian school. That was a terrible fit. I learned a lot. I made some good friends, but I did not belong at the school. So after 1 year of football in college, I came home. I went to Westchester Community. And at that time, without football was still me trying to get back to football. But just to backtrack a little bit, when I was 18, when I graduated high school, it was my first, I guess, dip the toes into wrestling proper. Creative Pro out in Long Island had just opened up, and that's where I started my training. I went throughout the summer up until I left to play football. So my 2.5, 3 months at Creative Pro with Hawkins and Buck, who are, I will say to this day, the most formative, the most important trainers and time that I've had training up until today. When I came back from playing football, I went for another few months to Creative Pro while I was finishing community college, and I got to act and sing and play piano and play guitar and try out for The Voice and do all of these things that I didn't even think of doing when I was playing football, but always wanted to do. I didn't really feel like I had the time or the avenues or the access because all of my, I guess, time and focus was dedicated to trying playing college ball. So when I came out of that, I was like, all right, well, I know I'm going to play football again, or at least I intend to. I know I want to wrestle whenever football officially is over, but there's like 2 years here where I can do whatever I want. And so I started doing those things. And I started doing radio at community college at Westchester, and that's what led me to sports broadcasting. That's what I got my degree in at Full Sail University. So I transferred to Full Sail when I finally decided, like, all right, I'm going to leave football behind for good. I'm going to go get my degree, focus on the degree that I want. And what better way to do that than to go to the school where NXT is? Because I wanted to work with WWE. I wanted to be in that world through not just as a wrestler, but through a broadcasting angle, through a media entertainment angle in some capacity. So I wanted to go to the school where they made the show. I went there and I basically knocked on the PC door for months until they finally said, okay, let's see what you can do. My school, Full Sail University, and WWE, the Performance Center, partnered up to create an internship for broadcasters. I was the first person interviewed, and before I even made it home from the interview, I was hired on the spot. So I then spent 6 months at the Performance Center 2-3 times a week, learning from the best broadcasters in the world and forming relationships with the wrestlers. And at that time, I had also started my wrestling training on the side, so I was able to learn through osmosis or ask people like Adam Cole or Johnny Gargano for advice that I wasn't always ready to receive, but I was asking it. I was asking as many questions as I could and soaking in knowledge. I was sitting backstage at NXT tapings, watching Keith Lee and Dijak call matches, watching Triple H prep Undisputed Era for a promo. Like, I was just diving headfirst system before I was ready, but it also accelerated my learning curve. So at 4 years in now, I feel like I'm 6 and I'm smart enough to do 8 because of the people that guided me in my first year. Sorry, that was a lot to throw. That was a lot I just gave you. I'm sure you have follow-ups and interjections, so go for it.
Yo, first off, I was watching some of your shorts because, I like to do a little homework on the people that I interview and all that. And when you said that you got your degree in broadcasting, instantly I was like, no wonder, because I'm listening to your shorts and your sports. I'm like, this fucking dude is dope. Like you're an announcer. Yeah, I was okay. So now I get it.
I write it, I shoot it, and I edit it all myself. That's all stuff that I learned in college and just follow the trends of on TikTok. I look at these people and I'm like, oh, well, they're able to do it. Maybe they don't have the education that I have. Why am I not able to do these things? So along with juggling content and media that I create for other companies or other people, I started my own page called 60 Second Drill, which admittedly have taken about 2 months off of because work and wrestling has gotten busy, but I definitely intend to get back with 60 Second Drill right after Mania weekend. So I'm excited to do that again. It's always just been, I've always been somebody who's had a lot of interest and a lot of pursuits. So even though that wrestling has always been my main focus for the last few years, I've been able to carry a lot of plates, wear a lot of hats.
And that's something to admire, because doing all these shows a week and then working full time, it's a lot. But I also try to find people who do a lot and try to ask them how they handle it. So, like, how do you find time to do all the stuff that you pursue?
I don't sleep much. No, honestly, I have somehow found a way to balance personal life and relationships as in the people that I love, with the thing that I love most in wrestling, all while paying my bills. I'm not going to say that it's been easy. I'm not going to say that it happened quickly. When I first came out of the pandemic, my first proper job was editing for NXT UK, which was like being thrown into the fire as basically a junior editor for the biggest sports entertainment company in the world, creating a weekly TV product. And I was learning how to manage my time while being thrown into that. So I was forced to figure out, like, hey, do I want to lose everyone that I love just to have this job? Do I have to give up wrestling just to have this job? If I wrestle and have this job and spend time with people, when do I sleep? So it's been a juggling act since probably late 2020, early 2021, that I'm still getting the hang of as life continues to change. I would say the most important piece of advice that I got was don't spread yourself too thin. And that's something that I have to keep telling myself, because sometimes I'll go so, not for nothing, like balls to the wall, that I'll get tired and I'll start feeling sick. And then there are a couple days where my body makes me take a break. And then I'm reminded, like, okay, I can take a little break from this, or I can take a little break from that. I don't have to take every show that's thrown my way. I don't have to take every editing project that's thrown my way. I just have to make sure I do enough to feel productive and to pay the bills.
No, I hear that. I hear that. We gotta. That's what's up, though.
Perfect.
You know.
Perfect.
No, but that's what's up, though. And I know we just met. We officially just met while we talking. Yeah. But proud of you for that, bro. I don't know if you hear that a lot, but it's
I don't. Like so I appreciate that a lot.
Trust me,
not enough people tell anybody that. So good on you for being able to say it.
Yeah, yo, bro, here I wanted to feel like you're part of the family. You know what I'm saying? That's why I joke early with y'all. I want y'all to be comfortable. There's no rules here, so you can peel back the curtain as much as you want, as least as little bit as you want. We respect everybody's opinion, and like I told you before, anything off limits, anything not off limits, we respect that also. We're just a bunch of people shooting the shit about wrestling and about life and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. I'm happy to be here, man. Talking to you so far has been easy. I'm waiting for Gigi to get here so that y'all can team up on me or whatever.
Oh, no, we're going to team up on her because she's late. She keeps throwing that mom excuse around, but, we might have somebody show enough. He likes to come in late also, but sometimes he comes in with an entrance. It depends on how late he got home from work, but, people just come in and out of this shit.
You guys usually roll till like 12. I don't know if I can stay up that late tonight, but I'm with you for as long as I can handle. So you ain't getting rid of me that easy.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate any moment that you can get on. If you could only been on here for 10 minutes, we'd have had you on for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That it's as simple as that, man. We'll stay as long or as short as you want. Like I said, we appreciate your time and all that. But I have to ask a question.
Sure.
What song did you sing when you auditioned for The Voice?
I struggled with it for a little while. Because my go-to karaoke song is not a song that I'm going to sing in front of show producers or judges or anything like that. I wanted to sing "This Love" by Maroon 5. That's my go-to karaoke jam, but I don't have the range to really kill that. I sang "Ain't No Sunshine" by Bill Withers. I threw a little soul in there. It went well. So the way that I guess show production works, casting wise, is that there's initial video audition. So you send in a video of you singing, and then if they like you there enough, then they'll invite you to one of their on location auditions. So I did mine at Jacob Javits Center down in Manhattan. And then if you get through that, then you go to LA with the turning chairs and the whole deal. So I didn't get through the Javits Center, but I made it to the Javits Center. So you know what? It's not bad. As I'm not a singer, I've never been a professional singer. I did open mics for fun, and it was just something that I always wanted to explore. So I'm glad I just got the chance to do it.
Hey man, you went further than me. I just watched the show and I'll sing along with the people on the show.
Listen, man. Maybe we should do a NuKKle karaoke.
Yo, I'm down. People fuck around. I'm down, bro. I did karaoke for my 30th birthday. My brother does the comic book show with us, Cap. Mm-hmm. He got a better voice than me. Don't tell him I said that because he's shy.
But we throw it on, bro. Don't blow up his head. Can't pick up his head.
Yeah. Yeah. But we throw down, bro. You know, like NSYNC ain't got shit on us. I'm just
All
saying.
right, good. We'll hit Little Korea or something, and we'll hit one of these spots.
Word out, yo, shit. I'm down. Don't threaten me with a good time, man. but that's dope though. You went through the voice, and now you got me sitting there.
I just wanted to give it a
Yeah,
shot. I don't know. It looked like fun, but that was part of that. Like I said, part of that era of my life was just trying things that I always wanted to explore. Like I took acting classes for a year at James Franco's acting studio in Manhattan. I was writing screenplays. I was making short films with my friends. I was like, just I've always known that I wanted to entertain,
yeah,
and something inside of me feels connected with people when I'm entertaining. So between that and storytelling, I love that I was able to combine the two things that I love between athletics and storytelling and find my way to wrestling at a young age, because I did take a year where I was fully taking acting seriously. I was doing showcases. I was uh, somewhat actively seeking representation. I almost transferred to USC out in LA just to pursue acting. There was a very strong period in my life where, like, yo, this is the thing that I want to do. And I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have wrestled, or at least I wouldn't have wrestled yet. So even though I really enjoyed that period, like I said, I was able to combine the two things and find what I love the most, what's most fulfilling to me.
yeah. Hey, listen, and when you make it as a wrestler and you're one of them top stars, you know you can always go into movies, and you
Yeah,
can
then I can
always,
go back,
yeah,
do the rock thing,
you can be in the Masked Singer, like Alexa Bliss was just on the Masked Singer.
If I could be so lucky.
You know what I'm
If I
saying?
could be so lucky.
Yeah. Listen, bro, I believe you. I believe it's gonna happen for you. You know, has there been anything that you have not pursued yet? Because it seems like
That I really want
yeah,
to.
it seems like you wake up in the
You know,
morning like,
that's
yo, I wanna develop my own wine, and you just now you're in a winery, you know, stomping grapes and shit.
I will say something that I've always been interested in and like has always really got my attention is parkour.
Okay.
Parkour movement, parkour training, parkour athletics, even if it's just working out at like one of those American Ninja gyms. It's not something that I've actively pursued. Like I've never really been to one of those spots and really trained at them, but like it's just something that's always had my attention, that like I feel like I'm still young enough and bodily capable enough, physically capable enough to go do tomorrow if I actually put my head to it. My problem is I delude myself just a little bit, just enough to chase a dream. So I feel that if I set my mind to something, really set my mind to something, I can do anything. So if I want to wake up tomorrow and say, yo, I'm going to this parkour gym, I'm going to spend the next like 3 months just doing parkour training, I'll go do that. I really will. I got to commit to it.
No, yeah, and that's what everybody's down for. There's the commitment to the commitment. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
because I'm not gonna lie to you, I said it
It's
plenty
tough.
of times.
It's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to stay
Yeah,
consistent in life, even if you love something. Like there are times in wrestling that, you know, get me down, that get difficult. And you'll hear this from the best wrestlers in the world. You'll hear this from people that are 6 months in. This job gets difficult. This pursuit, for many reasons, can bog people down. But like that's anything. Whether you love it or you're just starting, it's consistency is
yeah.
probably one of the hardest things that humans have to do to succeed.
How do you stay consistent within yourself? Do you take breaks? Do you just talk to yourself mentally, or
Uh, you know what? I'll tell you exactly how I do it, but the only reason I've learned that lesson was because I've been burnt out before. Like when I was in Indiana, or when I was training to get to play college football, and I had this D1 interest and I had a D1 offer that I couldn't take. I I ended up in that school in Indiana. It almost was like a smack in the face to me, because I mean ultimately it was my own doing, but I was like, man, like I shouldn't even be here right now. I had this D1 offer, I had that D1 interest, like so I just went double hard on football because I thought to myself maybe I could transfer out. So much so that I lost sight of school, I lost sight of uh, my social life, and I was just so focused on football that I got burnt out, and I had to leave. I had to start from scratch, basically, or what felt like starting from scratch. So I learned my lesson of if you do it out of spite or if you do it out of anger, the burnout happens a lot faster. So what I do to remain consistent or to make sure that I don't stop or get burnt out is I just remind myself of it. And sometimes I do have to take a break. Sometimes I do it, like, I didn't go to LA. I'm home right now. I didn't go to LA for Mania week. And part of that was me not being able to procure enough bookings to make me feel like the trip was worth it. But also because I just came off of a 5-day loop between Orlando, Chicago, and Indiana. Also because I know in late May, I'm going to be in Vegas for a whole week, which is A, money, and B, 4 days of 5 days of wrestling. So when I know that I also might go to Germany for like a month in the summer. So when I know that there are a lot of things that I'm doing, I allow myself a breather. And I remind myself that it's okay to take a breather. I don't love this any less just because I took a weekend off.
No, I hear you. There'll be times that we'll take a break from this, and I'll be like at home, and we're supposed to be doing this, and I'm like, damn, I don't know what to do with myself right now. You know?
No,
It's
yeah,
like,
it's better for your mental health than a lot of people would realize. Excuse me. Like taking a break is important.
Yeah, and that's something they don't teach. Like they tell you, but they don't teach you. You know, you have to be forced to take a break,
like
and it feels like
sometimes you gotta learn it the hard way.
Yeah. And it kind of feels like you're in a race. Like when you're doing it, it doesn't feel like you're in a race. But when you break from it, it feels like you're in a race and you start losing.
Absolutely, like you're falling behind, or like everybody else around you is doing something you're supposed to be doing. There she is.
Well, give me 1 second. So go fuck yourself. I heard everything. Every fucking thing. We need to give you rules as to why you can't be doing these things by yourself on the podcast. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Damn. Come in this show. I have a Mad Awesome shirt. Mad Awesome's in the chat. We got Jarett Diaz right to my left, your right. Like, you know, like, and then you come in here and fuck you. I didn't do nothing.
You were talking mad shit in the beginning. This is what Gigi. This is what happens when Gigi shows the blade.
We look alike. That's what it was. You got hacked. We look alike.
Should I leave and let you two figure this out?
Nah, because if you leave, she's gonna hurt me.
Nothing. Hi, Jarett. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me, but also welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Oh man. Well, so work sucks. There we go. There's that.
Well, Gigi, what we were talking about is how to avoid burnout and what it feels like when you do take a break. What I was gonna say was that I've had trouble and I've come to a good place more recently in dealing with something like FOMO, right? You see people on shows that you want to be on, or you see people that are traveling to places you want to go to. And if you just take a weekend off, they're not going to forget about you. It's okay. Everything is fine.
This is true.
So that's something that I've had to tell myself enough to believe it.
Yeah, and if definitely. I can tell that to the people I work with, like, yo, y'all don't need me. I really don't. And then like 2 weeks later, I come back and it's a mess. I'm like, okay, maybe y'all do need me. Damn it. I should have just stayed off and stayed on vacation for life. Oh man. No, but yeah, you definitely have to find that balance for just work and just personal time, because if you do burn out, then everything else pretty much goes to shit. But listen, I dealt with the most shit this month overall as a human being. That's ready for this month to be over, and here comes. Let's do this already.
It'll be good. You know why? Because in a couple days we start April. We got Mania to look forward to. Everything's gonna be great.
Yep.
Start fresh this month. Everything's gonna be fine. Also, absolutely. I'm also, and my friends and family know this about me, that I am to a fault optimistic, and I believe that no matter what, if you're not dead, Everything's gonna be fine. So I do tell people, and I tell myself, like, everything's gonna be fine. Push through whatever this is that's like frustrating you or is difficult. You can get through that. You get back to the other side of this little obstacle. I think of in Finding Nemo when there's that like sea of jellyfish, right? A big group of jellyfish, and they just bounce off these things, right? And yeah, you get some stings along the way, but they made it through there, and they were fine at the end.
Yeah,
it was fine.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
You know what's funny? I actually say that shit to myself sometimes. Like when like when there's a lot of shit going on and my brain is fucked up and this one and that one is fucking. I was like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
You have to.
Yeah. So real quick, do you feel a certain way being on the bottom? Should I put you back up on the top?
No,
I feel like I want to showcase you.
I'm
all right,
good
cool.
Here.
All right,
I'm fine.
All right. All right, cool.
I won't take it. I won't take it as a slight. It's fine.
All right, cool. Now I just want to showcase, put you in the middle. You know, it's like, but listen, you got past the intro, and you know, GGC with the part you didn't see was that we already made up. We boys right now. We kind of like extended brothers.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the whole thing. I'm just like,
you didn't come. Yeah, you didn't come in here like you saw it though. I'm just saying you came in here like you saw the beginning, and then you just yelled at me and shit. You know, I ain't.
No, I did because your birthday and all.
No.
And he
I didn't
wasn't
get mad
even.
at him.
He didn't even know. I'm mad at the man that didn't know about it.
I didn't get mad at him. Nah, I didn't get mad at him.
No, you got emotional.
Let him know. I let him know in a very calm and poised way. You know, I was calm.
Manner.
No,
right?
No, I'm not emotional. All right.
I forgave him already. It's fine.
It's right, and I forgave him too.
Good.
Sure.
Word. We forgave each other. The fun fact is that Gigi's birthday was also in March too. So
when's your birthday?
March 15th.
And did you want somebody to sing happy birthday to you at the show?
No.
Who said that I wanted somebody to sing happy birthday to me?
I'm just saying you got mad that I got it.
You said
no.
Don't say happy birthday to me, so that's therefore you insinuated that you want people to sing happy birthday.
No, first off, I was wondering
I'm just there for the show.
I was wondering where Mercedes Monet's number was. I was told for my birthday I was gonna get it. I went to the spot. You know, this is what I was told.
I don't know her.
Sure.
I can't.
You must kiss. We will never be invited to Japan Pro if you continue with these goddamn shenanigans with Mercedes.
Yo,
leave her alone.
It is not my fault. It is not my fault that she does not know that she loves me yet. Okay?
See you guys.
See? That's it. She's gonna find out. And when she finds out, she's gonna be a little depressed because it took so long.
Any of you out there, come save your friend.
You know what I'm saying?
Save your
shit. You want to talk about being optimistic, Jerry? Shit, I'm the optimistic of the optimistics.
You clearly are. You clearly
is.
Shit.
You did.
Shit, I'm a player.
What do you want to talk about since you graced us with your presence?
What he means to say is rudely interrupted us.
Shut the fuck up. Oh man, I don't know. Wrestling. I love wrestling. Who does it? Man, I know you got some events coming up. I definitely want to touch base on that. I do. Get to know you, because you're friend, half friend.
I'm all right. I do okay. No, I do have some events up. Let me pull up my little board here because I have my dates written out. I'm gonna just run through a few, and you interrupt me wherever you'd like. On April 8th, I'm at Blood, Sweat, and Tears up in Connecticut. On April 16th, I'm at Fight Life out in Rhode Island. On the 22nd, I'm at PAPW, also in Connecticut. And then at Invictus on the 28th, in that ladder match at St. Helena's. And I know what Bougie said. I heard what Bougie said. Me and Bougie can have words anytime because that man ducked me on my birthday last year. Pretending like he had an injury.
Oh, shit.
You know, my man don't even know how to count to 3.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We can have words or we could throw down. but don't come on a podcast
Bueno.
and come after me.
Yeah, I know.
Don't come on a
He
podcast.
did
and
have
come
a lot
after
to
me.
say
Like,
between
I'm
you
not
and
gonna
Matt.
like I'm not gonna talk back. Like I'm not gonna talk back. I went to school to talk, man. I will talk your ear off. So that's not about bougie.
And I got a BS and BS.
And then May 6th at Victory Pro Wrestling in Long Island. Okay, now I'm done.
All right, cool.
Those are my upcoming dates. If you want to ask about any of them.
That's dope.
So how long is it gonna take you to win this ladder match? Since we talking about the ladder match.
How long? That's a good question. I feel like, well, I know. Here's what I know. I'm in it. Bougie's in it. Mantequilla is in it. That's all I know. Do you guys know if there's anybody else in the ladder match?
Unless I go to this pro wrestling.
I can find out for you.
Well, anyway, if it's
about to hit up Alex, be like, Alex, sir,
Jack
we must
Tomlinson?
know these details.
Oh, Jack Tomlinson as well. Yes, the vlogger. He's a buddy. Listen, there's at least 5 people in this thing.
Gabriel Sky.
Great. There's and Gabriel Sky, so that's 5.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jack
let's say it
Tomlinson?
stops at 5. Maybe they add a 6th, but let's say it stops at 5. Let's say it takes about 7 minutes to beat all the asses each. 35 minutes. I'll give it 35 minutes.
Okay.
Now listen.
Okay.
Honestly, it's not about time. It's about withstanding because a ladder match, as far as I know, because I don't know if any of them have ever been in multi-man ladder matches, but I have. I have the experience. I think I have the experience advantage over, if not all of them. It's a grueling task. One could even call it a punishment, but I consider it an opportunity. When I found out this ladder match was going to go down, I specifically told Invictus management that I want to be in it. Not because I need the clout. I'm going to get clout on my own. I want to be in the ladder match because I like to climb, to perform, to outshine, and to steal the show. That's what I want. I don't need the clout. I'm in it to outdo everyone. That's what I intend to do. My body, unlike a lot of theirs, maybe not Gabriel Sky, he's in great shape. My body is superior. That's not a brag. That's not me blowing smoke. I just know what I look like, and I know what they all look like. I'm 6 feet tall, 186 pounds, pure muscle, lean as hell. They're not up for the punishment that match is gonna take. It's not gonna be an easy journey up that ladder. But I can make it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I hear you. And as someone who also is a physical masterpiece, 7'1", 380 pounds, solid muscle, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Listen, man. I wish I could be 7'1". Teach me how to grow.
I hear you. I got you. Yo, I perfected it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't always a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? I got some lives I lived. I also almost seen you spit out your water. It must have been something Gigi said or something like that.
Yep. It was the way that her face lit up when you listed your physical measurements. That's what made me laugh.
Yeah.
I deal with
but
this.
she still can't believe it.
No, it's just I deal with this week in and week out, and I'm like, we're still doing this. Okay, that's great. Just to let you know, you've made.
I don't have the facts over my shoulder.
Shut the fuck up,
tell lies. You know what I'm saying? 1-800 facts. We don't lie here.
Y'all so mean.
It's because we love each other.
It's the only way to show love. No, I do want to say, though, I want to say thank you because you literally really made an impact by the smallest thing. And that's when we were at We Are Wrestling at St. Helen's church when you gave my daughter an iced tea. And she was like, I got an iced tea. Can I tell you that shit lasted in my refrigerator for over a month because she refused to open up the iced tea that Matt Awesome's partner gave her because she was like, I can't remember his name, but I know he's Matt Awesome's partner. I was like, his name is Jarett Diaz. She's like,
so close
okay,
to a
cool.
compliment.
And now the best part, ready?
Right? You see how it is?
Now we fast forward, right, to the second event, and we are wrestling, right, at St. Helens. No IC was given, but you came out with Sky Blue, and now you are, oh, that's the person that tag team up with Sky Blue, and again, no name is there.
I can't.
And I'm like,
I just
poor
can't.
Jarett,
I can't be memorable to you.
she remembers him, but can't remember the name. I'm like, damn. She was like,
well, to be fair,
so.
I can't speak to that first situation because me and Matt, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say a bad word about Matt. Here's what I am gonna say. I love him. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, you owe him money, Matt.
I teamed with Sky Blue. Sky is the best. Sky is the absolute best of us. I will tag with her literally anytime. I travel with her frequently. We see each other often. I will bring her back as soon as I can, if only for your daughter to forget my name again.
Oh,
that's what I'd say.
I'm gonna make sure she knows that she's chilling right now on her tablet. She's gonna be like, "What?"
Maybe if I bring her another Arizona, maybe she'll remember my name. I don't know.
Oh, yo, you going the long way around. You know how Matt got her to remember her name? Remember his name? He gave her one of these and told her to smack my ass with the shit. She beat the shit out of me at Battle Club Pro with one of these. And now she can't forget Matt Awesome's name.
Matt with those chancletas is ruthless. He don't care who gets hit. I'm just glad it ain't me.
I hear you, but
trauma. Too much trauma.
No, I got no ass now.
It's gone. It's gone.
I got a seat. Yeah, I got a seat belt on this seat so I don't slide off and shit. You know, this fucking kid, ruthless.
That's awesome. No, look, I was talking to Tags before you got here. My greatest passion for this, my greatest love for this is entertaining and connecting with people, whether it be in wrestling or in any of the other performative that I've done. I find myself most fulfilled when I'm making someone feel something. And the best way that I can do that is wrestling.
Hey, I hear you. And wrestling is a very powerful way to connect with people because, like I told PJ Savage last week that people like to talk shit about wrestling, but it's sometimes the only thing we got, and it's the only thing we can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the only way that we can feel like we're a part of something, and to have those moments with people, especially people that like you don't even know, but you feel like you know them. It's a strong connection.
Absolutely.
And then nobody can take that away from us. And to be able to do that, I'm pretty sure is very fulfilling, for you at least. Because the only really connection I got is the chancleta to my ass.
And not and to add to that, to be able to do it so recently, multiple times now, and to have upcoming as well, to be able to do it and in St. Helens, in the Bronx, in the neighborhood I grew up in Barchester, where my late grandmother raised us a couple blocks away, where they would walk us to and from school every morning right there at St. Helens. Was like it was a different experience that's giving me goosebumps right now. It's an experience that raised a part of me that like put me in the stands, put me in that almost childlike mentality of like anything is possible here, and that's all I want other people to feel with wrestling. I just want them to know that anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
So let me ask you, who did you look up to?
That's it. Conversation's over. You just ruined the rest of the spot.
What was your question? I'm sorry. I steamrolled your question with a joke.
With that being said, being that you grew up in the Bronx and everything like that, who did you grow up really like watching and looking up to when it came to like professional wrestling?
So my first proper introduction to wrestling was two little action figures. It was Chris Jericho and Matt Hardy, a couple figures. But when I was when I was a little older, I was probably like 8 or 9, and I got a GameCube and a couple of games on the cheap, and one of them was WrestleMania 18. So like I had the video game and I had action figures even before I was watching it on TV. And I learned who these characters were through the game, like The Rock and Stone Cold and RVD and Jeff Hardy. And these are all Attitude Era guys because I was playing the game years before it came out. We didn't get, when you don't have a lot, you get things late.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So that was
Absolutely.
my experience. That was my experience. So the first time I turned on wrestling proper, like on my own, I was 10 or 11 years old. I was in the after school program in school in the 5th grade, and I was playing, or I was at, like, in the cafeteria. A kid had a PSP, and he was playing WWE 2007. So I guess this was like 06. So I was like 10, and it was Shawn Michaels, full Sweet Chin Music animation, stomp, stomp, kick. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. What was that? Tell me everything. And the kid was like, oh, this is the new WWE game. Like, it's Monday. You got to watch Raw tonight. I'm like, okay, what? Tell me how. Tells me how. I go home. It's 9 p.m. My bedtime's 9 p.m. I'm 10. It's bedtime. I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, can I just stay up like a little bit later? I just want to watch a little bit of wrestling. My friend told me it's on tonight. She says, okay. She gives me the hour. I get to stay till 10 that night. And because of that discussion, I turned on the TV at like 9:08, 9:09. And the first thing I see is Jeff Hardy diving through the ropes, suicide dive onto Umaga. So immediately, my first proper live wrestling introduction is a dive. And it's a high-flying risk. And it speaks to what I do now because I love to put myself at risk. It's stupid, but I love it. And ever since then, I was just hooked. I watched it and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I was telling Tags, like, I played football, and I played football up through high school and into college, but I always knew that whenever football was really, really done, I was going to wrestle. And so I stuck to that. There she is. There you are.
Yeah, there goes the culprit right there.
Okay. I'm talking to you, little girl.
So I told them
Just because you're on camera doesn't mean we can't see you.
I know.
So I told him that the first time you remember him was when he gave you the what? Cheerio. No.
Sure.
What?
Yeah, they just give her everything.
Yeah, they give her everything. It's just this kid gets creepy
you know something?
when you get the
I'm
iced tea,
jealous.
right?
I'm jealous because I was a wrestling fan all my life. I come to these shows, nobody gives me nothing.
So, and then I told
It's
him
not
how
a
you
good
left it in the refrigerator for about a month. Yeah, you did.
No,
You
I
see
hear
you
you.
laughing. And then how you remember him because he partnered up with who? Sky Blue. And
Yeah.
what's his name? What's his name?
She doesn't remember. It's fine.
See ya.
I'll take that.
And
I'll take that fat L.
Did you see that?
Damn.
Did you see that? I did nothing. It's because of Gigi. She turned her against me.
I didn't do
You
nothing.
came in here. The first thing came out your mouth when you came in here was "fuck you, Toe."
And
see
I have Skittles and you don't.
You know something?
Well, what if I wanted some Skittles? Can I say, can you share some Skittles with me?
Yes.
Oh, with you it's fine.
Yeah,
With
but what
you,
about
it's
me?
fine.
Cool.
Toe don't get nothing.
Yeah,
Yo,
no.
she gave
Yeah, no.
She gave every single person in that 4-way tag team match a fishy except for me. I've been sitting next to her the whole event. She gave everybody a fishy. Bougie got a fishy.
Alright.
Big Cuz got a fishy.
No,
Am I
Big Cuz
gonna be-
didn't
am I
get a
gonna-
fishy. He didn't get a fishy.
Nobody
Nobody.
didn't get a fishy.
Am I gonna see you guys at Invictus at the ladder match?
Yes, I'm with
Okay,
it. You might not see her. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe. It's at
you're
St.
gonna-
Helens. So.
if you're there, you're gonna watch me do something real dumb. I don't know what it is
Oh,
yet.
man. We
It'll be
love dumb ways to die.
Wow. He might let people know that he knows them.
What's funny is that you would think Sky Blue, who's a contracted AEW wrestler and just a friggin' cutie, she loves to do dumb things and encourages me to do dumb things.
Nice.
So here I am.
It's always great
Letting
to
you
have
do
friends
dumb
that encourages you to do dumb shit. It's great.
things. Matt, stop putting me over in the comments. Leave me alone.
Word.
Do you have any questions for him? Ma'am,
Do you want to ask me what my name is again?
do you want to ask him what his name is?
Hold this.
Hold this. I'm holding.
You can read it on the screen if you want. You ain't gotta
Okay.
ask me.
No, and
Okay,
she.
bye.
Yo, you know this little girl got Willow Nightingale to torment me into twerking, and then she
Good.
doesn't even have the audacity to remember your name. You see this?
And I
She
Well,
forced
hold
me to
on,
twerk.
hold
I
on.
stuck-
Dancing with Willow is a
Yes.
blessing.
That's
Yes,
right.
it is. But I wouldn't
And
dance with her. I
Brooke
dance through
Valentine.
her.
And Brooke
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes, this is true. Both of them threatened my life for me to twerk. I got a bad
I
back.
don't know who
Thick
that
and
is, but I'll have to go
juicy.
look her
Got
up.
him twerking.
Yes, thick and juicy. They were tag team, thick and juicy.
Copy that.
And yo, they lived up to the name. I'm just letting you know. But
Wow.
hey, I mean,
You have a
shit.
soundboard next to you? How are you doing?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a Go
Yes.
XL. I have everything. I have everything. I have stuff that the little one can't hear, and also I have show. He's not here, but I got his voice,
Yes.
so that way he's always a part of the show.
Where is he? Where is he?
He should either he's at work or on his way home, but I know he's ducking us right now. I don't know. He's probably in the chat somewhere. He's probably listening to this shit, trying to write in the chat and forgetting how to spell. Hey man, I'm here. But you know,
Probably.
but I
Oh,
got a
man.
soundboard. I got all this stuff going on. But all right,
I
so
love it.
the video game got you into wrestling, and
Video
then you
game
went to Long
introduced me
Island.
to the product. Watching Jeff Hardy dive on Umaga as the first thing I saw hooked me, took me, and captured me for the rest of my life. And as I got older, those friends who initially introduced me to WWE, to the video game or the show or whatever, you know, they aged out of it. They stopped watching it, whatever. Around 12 years old, you kind of realize that it's not exactly on the up and up. And that's when they start phasing out. Me, I learned that information. I learned what wrestling really is. And I dove further because that's when I realized, like, oh, like anybody can do this. Well, now I want to do it for real. Like I really wanted. I started drawing up my gear. I started creating little cartoons of myself, practicing moves on a big teddy bear. I'm like 11 years old, and I'm just imagining my whole life, right? And it's never going to be what you imagine it to be. Like when I was 12, I thought I'd be the youngest world champion of all time, younger than Randy Orton to win the world title. Like life doesn't turn out the way you want it to, but you can still chase your dream and make it into something you want it to be. And I just
It just
stuck
takes
with
longer
that.
for some other people.
Yeah, I just stuck with that mentality. Like, you know, I'm just as much in love with this, if not more, than I was at 10.
Can I show you something so we can connect even further?
Yes.
This is my creative guy. This is my guy that I made.
I
And I
love
just
it.
finished him over the weekend.
That is
So,
dope. That is dope.
so, and I took Ricochet's head because, you know, it's the
Oh,
closest
for
thing I
sure.
got to a
I
Spanish
was
guy.
gonna
On,
ask
you know,
you, whose head did you put
yeah.
on?
I would
They
say
didn't make
either
a
that or-
Maurice
either
Chestnut
that or
one.
Cesaro, so good call.
Yeah, because of but Cesaro got a huge head though. I'm not gonna lie, Ricochet is proportionate. I got no neck, so you know it helps.
I was lucky enough a couple years ago that someone made a Funko Pop of me, a custom Funko Pop, and made a custom box and gave it to me at a show, and I still have it. It's in my living room, next
That's
to
dope.
a stand-up picture that somebody gave me. Like I've been lucky enough to get a couple of really cool gifts in and around wrestling, but the Funko Pop definitely the coolest. I gotta send you guys a picture later or something because it's dope.
Yeah,
Please
word.
do. I don't know if you noticed, I'm a collector of Funko
I see him in the
Pops.
back. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got like 15 or 20. I wouldn't say I'm a collector, but when I see one I like, I pick it up.
No, I'm a collector. I love.
We went to a store and we bought like a bajillion of those.
Yeah, we did. We definitely went on a little shopping haul of full of Funko Pops. But I just love everything that's like nerdy and geeky and shit like that.
Therapy, it could just be a hobby. I get it. Either way, it's fun.
Absolutely. And I still have Funko Pops that I don't even have space for them right now. I have to buy another showcase for that. And to put more in it. But yeah, that's me. Let me ask you, what are your goals for this year? So you got a lot of matches coming up. We got a lot of amazing opportunities. I definitely, we spoke about, you gonna down to AEW to shoot dark and everything like that. What is like your main goal to reach by the end of this year?
So I've been really fortunate to have in the last year and a half, right? So like basically beginning of 22, to go from what felt like not a great time in my career very quickly turn into the most eventful and most, I guess, impactful growth period. I was able to go to Germany with work with WXW. I was able to wrestle for AEW. I've been on the road a lot more than ever. I wrestled for Revolver. I wrestled for Beyond. I wrestled for Chaotic. A lot of other places just in the last year and a half. So I guess, you know, I've been hesitant to say it publicly, but I've been saying this phrase to myself and to my very close circle for a few months now, and it's 2023 is the come up, 2024 pen to paper. I want to spend this year wrestling as many big names at as many big places and pursuing as many tangible opportunities as I can. Because next year in 2024, my goal is to sign a contract, to wrestle full time, not have a shoot job, not have any other hustles, and just wrestle. And I'm not saying that that is the ultimate thing that you could do in wrestling. That's not everybody's goal, but that's my goal. So in 2023, some more ways to write down the actual goals, because that's the way I do things, is I want to go back to Germany. I want to go to England. I want to wrestle in California again. I want to wrestle in Texas. There's still some places that I haven't touched. I've wrestled in 21 states, I believe, 21 or 22. I want to wrestle in Puerto Rico because yo soy Boricua, and I want to go back. There are a lot of like specific goals that I have like those, but on the whole, it's 2023 is the come up. 2024 is pen to paper. I've been saying it to myself every day for months, and I guess I'm saying it publicly for the first time. So,
hey man, and I believe in you, bro.
We both
It will happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Love it. I'm gonna put the little one to bed. I'm definitely gonna be right back. You have anything to say? Anything nice to say? Let's put it that way. First, do you have anything nice to say?
So I think you won't be tired.
Okay.
And I have something mean to tell.
Okay.
F you, Toe.
And there we go. And there we go. And there
You
we
see
go.
this?
What did you do to deserve it? I don't know.
Nothing. I did nothing. It's been since day one. She met me and she started smacking me with a chancleta.
I'll do it again.
You know, this is what it was. You see?
I'll
I
do it
know.
again.
Yeah. Yo, get this. The first time I met her, we went to Dynamite in the Arthur Ashe Stadium, the Grand Slam. So we're talking, and Gigi goes, "Wow, you're really short." Right? And I'm like, well, you just not looking at me right. You know, because people they don't know how to look at people.
No,
Yeah.
That was legit the first thing I said. I was like, I think Toe is out here. Oh, damn, nigga, you short. And then he just turns around like, that's Gigi. That's Gigi.
I was like, there goes Gigi. Fucking figures.
That's foul.
And so I'm talking, and then I just get this burning sensation in my ass. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I turn around, this Matt smacks me with a chancleta. Ever since then, she wants to beat me up with a chancleta.
I hate to hear it. Unfortunately, I can't defend you because I will bring you to Arizona's next time I see you.
Well, hopefully she doesn't throw Arizona at me.
Don't throw the Arizona at him.
That's right. That's a collector's item.
Yeah. No, don't. Chill. That's going to stay in my refrigerator for another month, B. Like, I had to tell her, you have to drink it.
And don't drink it. Save it forever.
That's right. Go to 6 of his events, get a 6-pack, then put the plastic on there and just walk around with it.
I know he's crazy. He's our friend.
And then you put one letter of each, one letter for his name on each can, and then boom, you'll never forget his name.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Listen, I'm trying to help you out. He's the one that bring Sky Blue to the show. You want to take a picture with her? Huh? I'll threaten you with her.
No, I'll go to bed.
I know a guy.
Hey, listen,
I know a guy that knows Sky Blue. I can pull
She
straight.
runs. No. Let me get it straight. She runs my schedule. Okay, she tells me where to be. I just show up. I don't tell her where to be. She tells me where to be.
Bueno, I'll be back.
All right, put her on the side there. But you see this? I don't do nothing. I'm a nice guy, and she just wants to be me.
That was really not cool. That was really, that kid needs to be taught some manners, man. I don't know.
Yeah, The Exorcist or something. You know, she seemed a little cute before she met me, and then boom, now I'm getting my ass kicked, hiding behind Big Cuz.
It's brutal. You should hide behind Big Cuz. I hide behind Big Cuz when I can too. He's huge.
Yeah, he's almost my height.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause you're 7'1".
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Most people forget, because you know I don't want to overshadow y'all, so I'll slide you down a couple inches. Yeah,
that's
it's
really
not about me.
He's very generous. He's very generous.
It's not about me. It's about y'all. You know, I'm there to support y'all. You know what I'm saying? But all right, so we're back in. Where were we? You went to school. You started doing the broadcast and stuff. I heard a story that you said on another podcast about how you was pushed into going to wrestling school after college, right? Or during college, or
I wouldn't say pushed. I was
motivated. Like,
I was kicked in the
there
butt
you go.
a
That's
little
the
bit.
better.
So, yeah. So you know, I like I said, there was a couple years there where I was doing everything but football, which was sort of that experimental time for myself, so I could try other things. But part of that time was also training a bit of Creative Pro again. I went for another few months in between those 2 years and just made sure that I didn't forget the things I learned the first time. But Creative Pro, the best wrestling school in America, is also pretty expensive and a pretty far ways away out on Long Island. So it's not something that I was able to do all the time. I wasn't working at the time much. I was working enough to pay for community college. So I was moving to Florida. I wasn't a football player anymore, and I was just a student. And I had never really done that before. I had never been in a college experience where I didn't have a focus or activity outside of academics. And at that time, I was talking about, I really want to wrestle again. I'm in Florida. You know, I'm here in the heart of wrestling, basically. And my girlfriend at the time, who I had just started living with down there, she had told me, like, hey, like, stop talking about it. You're here. Today's the day. Do it now. Like, look up wrestling schools in the area right now. And so I did. And I was also lucky enough to have a cousin down there who was a professional wrestler at the time, Jason Cade. He's exceptional. He worked with MLW. He's worked with Impact. He's worked on PWG. He's done extra work with AEW and WWE as well. He's wrestled for the both. And like, I moved into the same apartment complex area as him. So like, I started wrestling at a wrestling school, and then I started just going wherever he would be willing to take me and meeting guys like Matt Riddle and Rich Swann and Moose and learning from those guys and Cedric and like working out with him or doing in-ring training with him, as well as a couple other schools in the area. Like, but I needed that little kick in the butt because I was talking about it, and I almost forgot how to just go do. Yeah. So I got that little encouragement, and you know, we're not together. We don't talk anymore, really. But I'll never not give her credit for reminding me what it's like to chase something for real.
I hear you. Sometimes you need that push, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I listen to motivational speakers, and I don't know if you heard of Les Brown.
But I haven't. I may have heard their work, but I haven't. I don't know my name.
Okay, so he says something, and he quoted what he believed was Joe Frazier saying that some of us are blind men waiting on the corner just for somebody to take our hand and lead us across the street. And sometimes, you know, you just need that person to take your hand and say, all right, do it. Because, you know.
And at that time, like, it was that encouragement that I needed. And when I was first starting to land at other independent wrestling spots in Florida when I was first starting to chase those bookings, like I needed somebody to drive with me sometimes or help me sell merch the best I can, or even just help me carry a bag, help me keep track of my contacts on the day. Like when I was learning how to do what I do now, having my girlfriend at the time, who was not a wrestler and had no interest in wrestling, just had my back. And that's really all you can ask for when you're starting something as big as what you want to be your life's work.
I hear you. And so at what moment while you was training did you say, all right, I'm going all in? Was it that moment where she said to start doing it, or was it your first match, your first training?
It wasn't even my first anything. I don't know how to do anything half-assed, so I guess I was already going through the motions of doing it wholeheartedly when I started right away. Like I would go to training every day. I would work out every day. As long as I got my schoolwork done, I would do all of the things outside of school were just wrestling things. And when I started going to shows and when I started traveling and I got custom gear and I got music and all of those things, right? Character. When everything was developing, and I still wasn't in my head saying like, all right, I'm just going to do this forever, because I was still pursuing my degree at the time. And I was broadcasting and interning with WWE at the time. So in my head, it was like, all right, I'm going to wrestle for as long as I can, because at some point I'm going to get hired to talk for a living. And that's awesome too. Like I love wrestling. So if my job in wrestling becomes on-air storyteller in any capacity, I am thrilled to do it. But when my internship ended and I was all but told, hey, when you graduate, we're going to hire you here, I was prepared to stop wrestling and broadcast with WWE. And then the pandemic happened. I graduated during the pandemic, and instead of hiring me, they fired about 200 people.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's out of my hands. It's out of their hands. It's out of anybody's hands. That's just the life circumstances. And I also thought I would be done wrestling because nobody knew how long the pandemic was going to last. And to give you the full insight on what I was thinking was like, all right, like this lockdown pandemic thing is going to last for a few months. I'll have graduated by then. WWE will bring back the people that they fired, and maybe they'll still want to hire me. So during the pandemic, I moved back from Florida to New York. I packed up my car and my girlfriend at the time's car, and we drove right back home to New York. And I basically said goodbye to wrestling because I thought, all right, by the time the lockdown is over, they'll call me to talk. That didn't happen. They kept a lot of the people off staff that they let go, and they didn't hire new broadcasters for a while. They didn't hire new wrestlers for a while, and things changed. The way that they looked at talent changed. The way that they brought in talent, management changed as well. So like there was a different dynamic that I had with the company after the pandemic. And that's when I thought to myself, for real, okay, this WWE broadcasting thing, at least in the interim, is out. I just go right back to wrestling. But now I'm in New York, where I don't really know anybody, where I have no shows, no connections. And that's when I met Matt. We had a mutual friend who knew that we were both wrestlers. They connected us on social, but we never really spoke. And when I was in New York, Matt hit me up. He goes, hey, I'm training at this place in Queens. You should come through. Steve Pena was there. I linked up with Pena. Me and him became tight. We started training together, and then he put me onto a couple shows, and ever since then, I've had a foothold for myself in the tri-state area, in Connecticut, in Massachusetts, places that I'm able to work here because I had to rebuild my career from scratch. For a little while, I would just go to Florida and wrestle once a month until I met Pena and the Northeast started opening up again, and I was able to get myself together. So I would say when I started wrestling post-pandemic was when I fully committed to doing this and only this as my main pursuit. And I've done other jobs. Like I said, I edited at WWE for a little while. I made content for people. I do sports broadcasting projects. But my main pursuit for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, is wrestling.
Okay, so are you one of those people that believe that life happens for you instead of for happens to you?
You know, I don't think life happens at all. I sort of think that you have to make life happen. Like, if you sit on your hands and just wait, not much will come your way. And some things will. I think some
Yeah,
opportunities come to those who wait, or some opportunities in some circumstances happen just by you allowing other things to pass you by. But I think on the whole, at least for someone like me who's pursuing something as difficult, as odds heavy as what I'm pursuing, my life's in my own hands. And I have to feel that way, because if I don't feel that life is in my hands, then why would I do any of this? Does life happen to you or for you? I don't know. All I know is that my life, to the best of my uh, uh, cognizance, is mine. So I have to take
no,
care of it.
yeah. Not he. I mean, you definitely put yourself in a position where the choices were wrestling or wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, if you
yeah,
didn't pursue any of this stuff, you wouldn't have the choice of wrestling. But with
exactly,
football
exactly,
happening the way it happened, you went to wrestling. And then the broadcasting stuff happening, pandemic happened. There's wrestling there. It seemed
exactly.
like something's
It's
trying to
almost
tell
like
me to tell you
it's
that
almost
wrestling
like
is your
life.
your
It's
way.
almost like life is steering me back in the direction I know I really
Yeah,
want to be at, and it's
yeah,
almost I, I've I'd never want to say college is the safe route or the easy route, because I'm the first in my family to graduate from college, and that's an
congratulations.
accomplishment in itself. Thank you. That's an accomplishment in itself that makes me a little emotional, honestly. But
No,
like,
I hear you.
it was in no way was it easy, but my family always encouraged me to go do it. Uh, so I don't want to say it was the easy route, but what it was a more traditional route. And so my pursuing of a degree, although important to me, it wasn't it wasn't fully what I like really wanted in my heart. It was more like, all right, like I love this thing that I want to do so much, but if that fails me, I have to know that I'll have something to fall back on.
Yeah,
And some people say don't have a plan B, because if you have a plan B, it becomes your plan A. But I don't really believe in that, and I feel like I'm proof
I
of
don't
that.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't believe in that either, because like life did for you, it's gonna turn you into where you need to be, because you can't have your life planned out your whole way. Life is gonna do things, and you have to take the turns with life. Like I
absolutely.
wasn't always I wasn't always wanting to be a podcaster, but life brought it to this way. With
Absolutely.
everything happening.
Part of
You
me,
know,
part of me, when I think of, like, I see people from that first opening day or first year class of Creative Pro. I see Caster, I see Bear Bronson, I see the literal world champion of all elite wrestling, MJF, all guys that started around the same time as me. And I think to myself, I said, man, if I just didn't go to college and I just stayed wrestling from the moment Creative Pro opened, I would be there too. And then I have that second thought that says, no, I wouldn't. I was not mature enough. I hadn't learned how to fail yet. I hadn't learned to be grateful for the things that I do have. And I didn't get to do all of the other things that I wanted to try and do without failing at football or out of my first college first. All of those
yeah,
were such maturing experiences that it allowed me to be able to chase wrestling as hard as I do, and as level-headed as I can be. I would have quit.
no,
I was not mature enough for wrestling at 18 years old. I just wasn't, and I know me.
no, I hear you. And the best way to test yourself if you really want something is to fail at it. Because if you
Definitely.
fail and give up, it wasn't for you. But if you fail and keep going, now we know that this is for you. You just got to figure out a way to win.
Exactly, and even within wrestling, there are dozens of small failures, handfuls of medium failures that I've faced so far, and opportunities blown, or performances uncapitalized. Like, I'm
Yeah,
I'm rarely very satisfied with my work because I watch it back, and like film study in football, I nitpick it, I critique it, and I try to make sure that the things I don't like, I improve on or I avoid entirely. But through those trials and tribulations, through the difficulties of learning how to wrestle, how to put a good match on, how to be in control of my character, all of those things not going well to start with allowed me to improve them, because I could have quit. Anybody could quit.
Yeah. No, shit, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
And this isn't like, it may come off to a listener like me just putting myself over, but the realistic fact about it is that what I do requires a little bit of delusion and an impervious willingness to fail and keep moving forward.
Yeah. Because in all actuality, you're in a business where you have to be able to accept failure, because if you can't, then you're going to drive yourself crazy.
Exactly.
You know, because you got to make the mistakes and do things wrong until you get it right. You know,
100%.
and
I
you're
come
live.
across this. Yeah, I come across this with these awesome, funny little interactions with Speedball Mike Bailey. Anytime we share a locker room, and I come through the curtain, and I'm blessed enough for him to just like me enough to watch my stuff. Sometimes I ask him, sometimes I don't, and he watches anyway. He's the best. But he'll bring me to the back and say, hey, here's what was working, here's what wasn't working, here's how you could do things a little bit differently. And I don't know if you've ever spoken to Mike or hear him speak, but he's a very soft-spoken, gentle man, but he's very articulate, and he knows exactly what he wants to say or where he wants to go. So, like, anytime there is a little failure, here's an expert to tell you or to guide you in the right direction on how to make that up. So I've been super fortunate to have great wrestling minds take at least a little bit of a liking to me enough to help me and want to see me succeed. And that is rare in wrestling too, because there are a lot of people that don't want others to succeed, realistically.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And there's some people that can't take criticism and don't know how to learn.
Yeah.
You know, so they see that you're somebody that's intelligent and that's willing to learn, and, you know, they take a liking to you, because who wants their time wasted?
Nobody.
No, that,
right.
Yeah, in all actuality,
if you are that person willing to give a critique or give some advice and it's not getting heard, you just stop giving it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But I am one of those people that believe sometimes life happens for you. You know, because before in the beginning of the podcast, I was trying to get an MTA job as a bus driver.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I want. Like that, I was like, yo, if I get this, I can make some good money. Yeah. I had all these plans, and I still wanted to do this, but I had all these plans. You know, a little delusional with how much money I was gonna make and all that shit. And I went there, and I passed the drug test, I passed the physical, and then this dude went like this to me and said, "You need a sleep study." I said, "What? Your neck is too thick." Huh. So this was during the pandemic, also. So it took about 8 months for me to get the sleep study at least approved by my insurance, and the spot was given up. So one of our co-hosts show, he works in my building, you know, so I see him every day, and I'm talking to him about it. And he goes, "Bro, that happened because you wasn't supposed to be driving no bus. If you was driving a bus, you wouldn't do the podcast."
Totally valid. Totally valid.
And not for nothing.
I get it. Like, so the one school, and I think about this a lot, the one school that offered me full-blown scholarship to go play football, that was a Division I athlete as a Division I quarterback, was UMass, University of Massachusetts Amherst. You know, not a huge program, but it's also a very highly academically respected program that, like I told you, at 18, I was not mature enough to pursue wrestling. I was not mature enough to be at an academically respected college either. I would have failed out, or have been disciplined out, or I would have been academically ineligible, or it wouldn't have gone the way I thought it should have anyway. I will say that is a situation where, like you said, life happened for me. Life brought me away from that situation, put me in a different one, forced me to grow.
And now you're in a position to be ready for 2024 to have pen to paper.
That's the goal, man. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that's the dream no more. That's the goal.
No, I hear you. And you know, not for nothing, to be in a situation where that's the goal and not the dream is a beautiful situation to be in.
I'm blessed,
And-
man. I'm very fortunate. Very fortunate.
And, I'm not saying I'm super old. Like I'm a couple years older than you, but life has taught me that it's only a matter of time. Things will come. Like I learned how to drive from my father. I got my learner's permit at 16 years old. And as soon as I got it, I told my pops, like, yo, let me drive home. My pops like, no. He called it, you got the fever. He's like, you got the fever of driving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to teach you when you got the fever of driving. So after a couple of months, I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to drive. So I was like, all right, I stopped asking him. And then I went to college and my mom was like, well, let him drive home. And I was in Long Island in Suffolk County. It was an hour and a half away. Yeah. So my pops was like, okay.
Lives out there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a deep drive on I-95 and shit. So my mom was like, let him. He goes, all right, cool. And he gave me the keys. And my first ever drive with my license was an hour and a half from school to home. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Did you have fun? Because I wouldn't have.
No. It was in a rainstorm. I was like, fuck, bro.
That's awful.
Yeah,
awful
yeah,
and stressful and gross.
And
I will say, I love New York. I love living in the Bronx, but sitting in Long Island traffic or cross Bronx traffic, especially when the weather's bad, makes me want to move to LA or Texas where it never rains.
Yeah.
So bad. It's gray, it's gross, it's cold.
Yeah.
I hate it.
And that's where all the fucking bad drivers want to come out too in the rain. All the crazy people want to come out in the rain.
Best time to drive if you're a bad driver.
That is, honestly, that's why I advocate for people should not have guns in New York City. You give me a gun in traffic, bro. Oh, the people in front of me getting shot at.
Yeah, we have shootings. We have shootings on the highway. I know.
Cut me off. Wow. How you like
it? Shut down. Why is the Brockman shut down? Somebody got shot. Somebody got shot on the Brockman.
Yep. And it was told that did it. I don't give a shit. It was told that you want to cut me off, blah. How fast you need to get at work now? Huh? With a hole in your shoulder, motherfucker.
Gigi, I see you plugging that. I see you plugging that mug. I see you showing that mug off.
Oh no, yeah. Every week she gets like 4 or 5 glasses because of me.
Yeah, it gets really bad when I start drinking straight from the bottle. That's when shit hits the fan. When shit hits the fan and Toby's saying some really wild shit, be like, nah, I gotta drink this shit straight from the bottle because I can't. I maintain myself. But 4 or 5 glasses.
Welcome back to Wrestling with Knuckleheads. Tags and I are joined by Gigi again because
I'm officially here. No more interruptions. That's it. The boss is now officially sleeping. That's it.
Should I put you up here so we're the host and then she's our guest? Or?
Yeah.
Damn. Like, I get it. I know I set everything up and shit like that, but Gonyo, what do you want from me, man? All right.
Yep. She's still here twice before Show or Kenny or anybody else that's on this fucking. We have 4 hosts on this show, and it's always just me and Gigi. Apparently, everybody's running away.
It's fine. That's it. Fine. We'll hold it down.
Word.
We have been and we shall always.
Gigi, what do you want to talk about?
You know what's so funny? A lot of things that I kind of wanted to talk about because I wrote a list. I do homework too.
I love it.
And I have to write things down. Oh my God, yeah. And when I'm at work and there ain't shit to do, I'm like, all right, you guys, I love y'all, but I got homework to do. What are you doing? Writing questions down for my podcast. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And everybody's like, can I look? No, like I'm busy. I'm like,
my business.
You want something from? So understand something. Matt and I work for the same company, so he understands where I'm coming from with it.
I'm sure.
So once I tell him I'm closing, I don't want to be here. He's like, I understand. Then I'm like, yeah. But some of the questions I actually had, you kind of already answered because I was definitely going to ask you, do you watch any old matches or any of your own matches to kind of like, and this is the thing. hearing your answer from before, where you watch it and you kind of articulate all of your matches and see what you like and what you don't like and everything like that. We are our own best and yet worst critics. So for me to actually hear you say that, I'm like, fuck, there goes one of my questions. But do you go back and watch any of the old school wrestling matches to kind of like pick up an idea of like, that's a wrestling move I'm going to want to try. I want to try that in my next match.
I can totally expand and expound on my previous answer because you asked a more loaded question than I had answered. So thank you for that. Not only do I watch,
I'm not asking good enough questions now. I'm fucking with you.
No, you're killing it. Hey, you're killing it. Don't do that.
You see how his voice changed? You're killing it, guy. You're killing it. You want me to rub you on the back?
You're doing
a great job. So not only do I watch my matches back shortly after having them and do that sort of film study, but I'll also watch older matches that I've had and see if there's anything I forgot that works. For example, I used to do something when I first got the Yankee pinstripes and started wearing actual Yankee jerseys to the ring. I used to do something where I would basically like backhand somebody and then pretend like I just hit a home run. And I want to bring that back because I haven't done that in a little while. So that's fun. But to more accurately answer your question, I watch wrestling from every era. I watch wrestling every day. The best part about working at WWE in the offices up in Connecticut is that as an editor, I was privy to access to every single piece of content that WWE has ever produced or purchased, whether that be wrestling, documentaries, interviews, etc. From every camera angle, from every single show, sometimes never even made it to TV. So if I wanted to watch Shawn versus Brett all from camera 3 down on the floor, I could do that. If I wanted to watch the pre-match conversations between Rock and Cena backstage, I could do that. Everything that we had tape of, I could access, which for 7 months of working there, amazing. As a wrestling fan and as a wrestler, I was doing film study every time I had downtime at work. So nice. I would say some of the favorite stuff that I like to watch that's older, anything pre-2000 is mostly Shawn. I'm watching Shawn all the time. He's the first wrestler that I watched that caught my attention. And also as I look back, he does things that are still imitated and duplicated today. And there's a reason for that. Not only was he ahead of his time, but he was also the best at his time. So that's my guy, Shawn Michaels. Anything pre-2000 is mostly Shawn, right? And then through the 2000s, I watch Kurt Angle. I watch AJ Styles TNA and Ring of Honor stuff. I love watching Danielson and Punk and John Cena, but for different reasons. That's just because I love John Cena. I'm a John Cena kid. Don't shake your head. I was born in 96.
All right, everybody. That was a good interview.
I started watching wrestling at the era where John Cena was just becoming Super Cena. This was like 2006. He was beating Edge and Shawn and like Orton and Triple H. And that's the best thing you could see as a 10-year-old is this clean-cut, white meat babyface guy cracking jokes on people and beating everyone. That's my guy. I see Matt threw in the comments, Eddie. I watch Eddie now to study, but I didn't watch Eddie at all when I was a kid because he had already passed. So I watch Eddie now. I don't connect. I wish I did. I don't connect with Eddie the way that people who are older than me got to. I don't have that opportunity. But I love Ray, and I always have. I like Jericho. I watch Seth Rollins' older stuff. Like I said, I watch Punk and Bryan. Like, I watch a bit of everything, but the most of the stuff I'm looking for are people who are shaped most like me, because those are the things I can mostly emulate, steal from, study, and then John Cena, just because that's my guy. Stop shaking your head like he's not the GOAT. Don't do that.
Just loves him some John Cena.
What?
Don't
he just
shake your head.
Loves him some John Cena.
What? This
15 years
the
at top
greatest
the
of all?
company.
You went back to Shawn Michaels and you said that John Cena is the greatest of all time. You
I
just
think Shawn
totally
Michaels. I
neglecting.
think Shawn Michaels is the best wrestler in the history of wrestling. But I think John Cena doing what he did for nearly 15 years at the top of the company, yeah, he's the greatest of all time, no doubt.
He's
At
one.
the-
He's one.
said what I
I'm
said.
sorry.
Well,
I
all right,
agree with you,
yo,
though.
listen,
Shawn
if
Michaels
you want
is
to
my
admire
actual
someone
favorite
that was
wrestler.
outshined for 15 years but still the champion, go ahead, bro. Do you?
Listen,
Do you?
Shawn Michaels has always been my
If you
favorite.
want someone that was being dragged by the coattails of everyone else, go ahead,
No,
bro.
don't
Well,
do that.
listen,
Don't
I
do
hope
that.
Cena wins at WrestleMania
Please, John
so we can have
Cena.
an open challenge on Monday Night Raw.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Right now. I'm gonna acknowledge what I'm gonna do is point out the fact that Umaga, Great Khali, Bobby Lashley, Edge, Randy Orton, all had their best matches in their careers with John Cena.
When you wake up from this dream that you're having, please
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong. You're completely wrong.
How am I wrong?
How are you with John Cena? They had their best matches with John Cena.
Who am I wrong about?
Bobby Lashley. He
Had
had
his
some
best match with
incredible
who?
matches. Everyone else.
Oh man.
He had some incredible matches in TNA as a world champion.
First run with WWE. I'm not talking 2018 recently re-signed Bobby Lashley. I'm talking WWE Bobby Lashley's first run. His match with the Great American Bash for the WWE Championship was the best match he had to date. Who was a better match with? Tommy Dreamer? Stop it.
Well, I would say Tommy Dreamer because John Cena can't do shit. First off, hold up. Just because Bobby Lashley beat the shit out of John Cena for 20 minutes and then John Cena got up, tagged himself in, came in fresh, and F5'd him or FU'd him, doesn't make John Cena's match the best. He just let him, he showcased him. It's not the best match he had.
That's what I deal with.
Don't be a hater. Okay,
Be a hater.
so you notice how
he doesn't respect it.
You notice how on this list of people, he said the Great Khali who can't walk. The great Khali can barely walk.
Dragged him through a title match.
Then he wants to talk about Umaga, but Umaga had
last man standing with the rope and the chain and the STFU. Come on, dude. That's the best match.
That was
bro.
impressive.
Listen,
bro.
You
popped hard for that moment. It's just that.
I did not. No, I did not. Umaga fought Triple H twice in one night.
Let's talk about Edge. You want to talk about Edge? You want to talk about one of the greatest of all time in Edge?
Oh my God.
Okay,
bro,
cool.
have you seen wrestling?
The ladder match in Toronto?
All right. The years that you were born started with a 19 and then with a 90 something, right? Now, if you go into the section of years that were made where it started in 19 and it ended in 80 something, then you can tell me who the best wrestlers in the world are.
But he just said that he watches it.
No, I watch everything. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. He watches it. So how? Because he didn't live it in the moment, doesn't mean he didn't watch it and can't give his own opinion about it.
Look at this. You're gonna say that Umaga, who was a fantastic wrestler, the Great Khali, Bobby Lashley, and who else did you name?
Edge and Randy Orton both.
Okay, well, first off, Randy Orton should have been one of the greatest wrestlers we've ever seen.
He is naturally. He can do literally.
He is. What are you talking about? He should have been.
No. He stopped.
13-time world champion. Doesn't even break a sweat.
Yeah, first off, that don't impress me. Second off, he could have been way better than what he is now. You're telling me that you're satisfied with Randy Orton going to the peak of his talent, being at the precipice of being at the bare minimum of his talent, and then going, you know what? I'm bored of this shit. Come on, bro. Let's be real.
It's not for me to be satisfied.
As a fan, as a wrestling fan, I told you I love this shit, and I want nothing but the best for these fucking wrestlers, and I want the best out of them. I'm not even gonna read Matt fucking comments, but
as a fan,
and then you wonder why my child attacks you.
No.
I don't want
and then you go this
because he was a bastard for years. I don't want him to win.
Yes, but no, it's not even about winning. It's the fact that this man can do things that other people can't dream about naturally,
Sure.
like you said. He was the Dustin Rhodes, the natural of this time. Way better too. This man was smooth. He had the best drop kick in the game, the best spinning power slam in the game. He had the best looking RKO, the best diamond cutter, whatever you want to say. My man, when Evolution, he hit his peak, beating Chris Benoit. We'll say his fucking name here, becoming the youngest world champion. Becoming the youngest world champion at SummerSlam, a pay-per-view that they deleted in history.
Officially
right?
been canceled because of this
My
fucking
man
guy
does-
right over here.
I
comes
said,
into
don't
his
say his
own.
name.
Yeah, he comes into his own. He's wrestling the Undertaker, who's a good fucking match at WrestleMania. One of the Undertaker's better matches up until that point, because Undertaker, we all know at WrestleMania, had throwaway matches most of the time at WrestleMania. And then he falls off.
Taker. I'm not going to sit here and defend
he falls
Taker,
off.
But I'm also not going to say. But I'm also not going to say that Randy Orton pulled him through it.
No, I'm not saying he pulled him through it. I'm saying he kept up with him.
Okay.
Because at the time, Undertaker was not a slouch back in those days. Undertaker led the dance back in those days, and Randy Orton, as young as he was keeping up with him, and that's fucking impressive naturally, because you could see he was bored in some of his matches.
But what is the argument?
What I'm trying to make is that this guy should have been way better than what he's at right now.
Okay,
y'all say he's the best. He should have been better than
John Cena being the GOAT, because everybody knows he is.
Well, one, because I was trying to list off the people that you said that John Cena had the best matches with, and then I was trying to say how Randy Orton didn't need John Cena for that. But also, getting back to John Cena shit, didn't mention.
How about in 2016 when AJ Styles comes over and makes Styles a star in a moment?
Oh no! See, this is where you're confused. Don't worry, I'm here to help you out. Remember, I used to be.
Kenny, I need you.
Yes. I will help you out. And for everybody that's listening on Spotify later on, I will help you out. Listen, I know you're a Cena fan, and as an AJ Styles fan, I would say for him, to you, you're welcome, because he made John Cena a fucking good wrestler. It wasn't the other way around. AJ Styles traveled the world, developing his style, his uniqueness everywhere. There's no way in fuck.
I'm not saying
there's no way in fuck.
I'm not saying
anybody made Styles.
Nigga, shut up! No, shut the fuck up!
We pop for AJ Styles when the word phenomenal
shut up so the
on the
guest
screen.
can fucking talk.
He never even showed up on screen yet. And people are no.
Flag has been thrown on the play.
No. I am not gonna sit here and let people talk about Cena like he ain't do the shit he did. No.
Hey, so what's your predictions for WrestleMania?
No. We're gonna.
You want to talk about making people stars? Did he make Ryback a star? No.
We're gonna finish this because he never wrestled Ryback one-on-one. So we're gonna finish this right now.
And whose fault is that?
Shut up.
Here's the deal.
What did he do to the Nexus?
AJ Styles and John Cena are two different animals. AJ Styles was proven everywhere in the world, no doubt about it. But when he got to WWE and 20% of the audience knew who he was, John Cena made sure that everybody respected him as soon as they had that match. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
How wrong?
Wrong.
Explain.
AJ Styles was a fucking star before John Cena even touched him.
Was a star to the 20% of the people that fucking knew him. But what about the other percentage?
AJ Styles is one of the no. Because of TNA, the wrestling fans knew AJ Styles. Y'all act like for a moment people that watched WWE didn't tune in TNA when Christian and Kurt Angle and the Main Event Mafia was over there. People knew AJ Styles, and a lot of people wanted him in WWE. He's one of the few people that was an outside wrestler that came in and was already accepted.
You're doing a lot of this.
Gigi, is this what you do, Gigi?
All the time. This is what I deal with every single week.
This is what she deals with. The fucking facts.
Can I explain something?
The facts that matter.
Shut up, bro. Just shut up for one moment. Let somebody else speak.
I'm gonna explain. No,
go ahead.
Okay.
Let him speak.
Mute yourself, nigga.
Let him speak. Let him speak, Gigi.
This is why I drink from the bottle.
I'm gonna explain this from the perspective of someone who has worked in the building, guys. Check this out. The WWE audience is not a wrestling audience.
I know this.
the people who knew who AJ Styles is, as awesome as they are, and I love a smart mark. I do. I was watching wrestling all over the place before I got to do it myself. I knew exactly who AJ Styles was. I've been waiting for him to come to WWE. But the people who were watching TNA, the audience who was watching TNA regularly, and the people who actually wanted to watch AJ Styles versus the WWE audience, when I tell you that the crossover was nowhere near as large as you think it is. WWE audiences play out as this way, right? Especially with live audiences. 60% of WWE audiences are male. That means 40 are female. 40% of those female, 60% male. And 70% of WWE audiences have a child with them. Are children tuning in to watch TNA in 2011 that then saw AJ Styles in 2016? Unlikely. That's not to say AJ was not proven everywhere else. It's to say that John Cena made sure that the WWE audience, the WWE universe, could get behind the most talented wrestler on the planet without knowing who he was. That's what makes John Cena a star. That's what makes John Cena the GOAT. The ability to say, all right, nobody knows who you are, but the people who do are going to shout your name from the rooftop. I'll just make sure that everybody else hears when the wrestling fans shout it out. You get what I'm saying now?
We'll give that to Roman Reigns.
He doesn't have to like it. He doesn't have to like it.
No,
but those are the numbers. Those are the facts.
No,
numbers.
Not the fact.
Numbers.
AJ Styles made John Cena a star.
Everything,
He said
bro.
it's not the fact, even though I literally just brought him statistics.
That's why your 1-800 facts are as good as a Snapple fact on the back of a fucking bottle cap bottle. That's how good your facts are, and I will repeat this to you weekend and
you want numbers
until the end of fucking time.
73% of the time, I'm right 100% of the time.
You want emotional. This is why I drink every week. Bro, unbelievable.
No,
we have a guest and this is how you behave.
No, this is not how I behave.
This is why we have rules for him. Understand?
We can agree to disagree about John Cena because at the end of the day, he's not the only guy that I stand. He's not the only guy that I watch regularly.
You could have had
right now in wrestling, I watch everything. I watch Ring of Honor, I watch New Japan, I watch All Elite, I watch Raw and SmackDown. I watch the indies that I want to be on and the ones that I'm already on. And some of the ones that I don't really want to be on, like GCW, which is just not my style. I watch everything. So in real time right now, I watch Kenny, and I watch Brian, and I watch Mox. And I watch Brian Gage, and I watch all of WWE because that's the main product here, and we're going to talk about Mania in a moment.
Yeah.
And I watch Jordan Oliver and Speedball Mike Bailey and Cole Radrick and Sky Blue when she's on the indies. I watch everything. I watch as much as I can. I love wrestling, and I love a lot of people in wrestling. So that may be biased, but do I think somebody's the GOAT that you disagree with? Sure. But do we probably agree on way more wrestlers? Yeah, wrestling's awesome.
Yeah, listen, I have no problem with you being wrong.
You're a little bit of a hater, but it's okay.
No, I have no problem with you being wrong. Listen, but the thing is, you can't give John Cena credit for literally. Yo, AJ Styles literally could have mopped the ring mat.
That's not the point. With
Hawaiian punch and got over.
That's not the point at all. That's not the point at all.
That's like if I would have turned around. That's like me saying I'm the greatest podcaster host because I got you over.
This is how bad Cena gets underneath his skin, and it's fucking great.
I got this. You ready? You know who's the best podcaster? Joe Rogan, because he has the biggest audience, the largest following, and everybody tunes in when he's got something flagrant or controversial to say. It doesn't mean he's the best at his job. It's just the ability to carry a machine like that. And that's what John Cena has done for so long. And
listen, I
get it. With
but
WWE,
I'm AJ Styles. When people start watching this show, they're gonna forget about Joe Rogan, and then you'll be like, Joe Rogan gave you the opportunity. Nah, it's me and AJ Styles. I like the parallel you just put me and AJ Styles in. I am in the same room with AJ Styles right now because of Jarett Diaz. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
He always
I
has at
appreciate
least one
everyone give it
fucking
up for
rant.
Jarett Diaz for comparing me to AJ Styles. I'm the AJ
There's
Styles of
always at least
podcasts.
one good John Cena
You're
rant.
welcome. You can have that one for free. Put it in your Twitter description.
Jesus.
I will definitely. Shit.
Rant
Now,
good.
since Gigi always
Wanna talk
brings
about
up
Mania,
these,
No,
guys?
fuck it. No,
But
it's
Gigi
Scott.
brings up
No, it's Scott.
I want
Go
to talk
fuck
about
yourself.
Mania. Can we talk about Mania?
hold on.
Can
I
we
want to
talk
talk
about
about
WrestleMania, please?
one
Let's
more
talk
thing
about
before we talk about
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. I know you gotta go. Before one thing. Now, pen to paper.
Please.
What company's on the paper? If you want to speak about it, you don't have to answer the question. What company do you want on that paper?
I have no preference. I have been fortunate enough to spend time with WWE in multiple facets. I've had the fortune enough to actually wrestle with AEW. Are there pros and cons to each? Are there certain things that I like about one locker room that I don't like so much about the other? Of course, there are going to be differences in competitors. My goal is not to carry one flag over the other because I believe that both have their right to exist. My ultimate goal is to put food on my table, house myself, clothe myself on wrestling. And so at the end of the day, it does not matter which company gives me the opportunity to do so, as long as I'm able to do so.
Okay. Okay. Now, one last question, and we'll get to Mania. Pen to paper. WWE, you sign. You get there. Tell me how you see yourself win the WWE Championship.
How I win the WWE Championship?
Your dream of so there's no like right now it could be anywhere. What your dream? How you seen yourself winning the WWE Championship?
Sure, I'll give you the career rundown on a footnote or two. You ready? I signed a contract. I'm on NXT television. Hopefully within a year of signing that contract, because the performance center doesn't always work. Same way for everybody. NXT television goes well enough to put me on the main roster. I love the Money in the Bank gimmick, and that's something that I would love to see for myself. The way that CM Punk used it not once but twice, the way that Edge used it, I think he was involved in the first 5 cash-ins in some way.
Yeah.
I've always thought that Money in the Bank as a concept, an immediate, out of nowhere star-making moment, that just does it for me. So that's how I see it. I see myself, and like I spoke on earlier, like I want to climb a ladder. I want to go perform in that death-defying way and prove myself. So if I'm fortunate enough to sign with WWE in 2024, then by 2025 I'm on TV. And however long it takes after that, I grab the contract, I cash in on somebody. I don't announce it because that's an idiotic move. Realistically, if you have a Money in the Bank briefcase, you don't announce it weeks in advance. You don't announce it a week in advance. You do it when they've just had a match.
Yeah.
And then you go beat them up and then you cash in the briefcase. It's kind of a dick move, but it's the smart move. So like, that's what I.
You earn the right to do it.
No
Yeah.
rest time. No rest time. No
That's right,
nothing.
that's
Just
right.
go
Like,
straight forward.
Listen, you grab the contract. That's what it says in the contract. You can have it whenever you want.
Best
No.
part when Edge did it. Boom, cashing in. Let's go.
If I can dreamcast it, if we're really dreamcasting it here, it happens at the Garden, because that is just my favorite place in the world.
It's home.
It's where I saw
For
my
every wrestling fan and everything that's from New York, that's home. That's the dream right there.
Yep.
Yep.
That happens at the Garden. Money in the Bank.
And who?
at the Garden.
Especially like growing up and you see all these iconic photos of Hogan, of Andre, of every moment that WWF. Before
John Cena
WWF
coming in 2008 to win the Rumble
Beautiful.
after the pec surgery. All of that.
Yeah.
Hater.
No idea what you're talking about. Ain't no damn hater. He fucking cheated.
Fucking hate this guy. Oh man.
Let's
So
talk
let's
about
talk
Mania.
about
Speaking of the Rumble, let's talk about Mania.
Well, hold on, wait. Who do you cash it in on?
I
Come
don't
on, bro.
care. I don't care. No. Let's honestly, I am friends with very talented people. So I'd love it to be someone who I have a genuine relationship, personal relationship with. And there are a few off the dome, and I'm not gonna, name names or whatever, but there's a few people that in my head that I know can make it to that level too. So
Okay.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
I just want to thrive and bring my people with me.
That's it.
I feel you.
That's what this little wrestling community is all about. However,
Word.
we can kind of get ourselves all up out
Yep.
there, because that's it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ain't no other way.
And we leave John Cena at the door. Now let's talk about WrestleMania.
You can try to leave Cena at the door, but the first match on the Mania
you can't
card.
do that, because John Cena versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship,
Exactly.
motherfucker.
It all comes first circle. Now let's talk about the GOAT.
You know, well, hold on. You know something? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I would rather watch that match than fucking Logan Paul and Seth Rollins.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that.
I would rather watch that match, that celebrity match, than fucking with who? Logan Paul?
No. Let's talk about this. Gigi, what's your beef with Logan Paul?
First. So listen, he's a flippy shit guy, and I think Seth Rollins would have been better
Take me
used.
off the podcast then. What the hell?
He's a flippy shit guy.
There's a difference where all he's doing is jumping. You're wrestling.
Okay. Can I present this? Can I present this idea?
Please do.
I'm just presenting an idea. This is not to disprove or prove or anything like that, just to present an idea, right? We just talked about my path to wrestling. We've talked a lot about my journey, right? Failures, upbringing, trials and tribulations, and ultimate goals, right? We've all got a different path. You know, my dad, who admittedly was not supportive of me wrestling at first until he realized that you're not going to stop him, and he's pretty good at it, so just let him do his thing. He looks at Logan Paul and he says, well, who the hell is this guy? He's not even a wrestler. You're the one doing all the wrestling, traveling the world, doing the indies and all this and all that. And I say, yeah, but Pop, you know, The Rock is a Nepo baby. Stone Cold broke his neck playing college football and found wrestling that way. Goldberg played in the NFL and found wrestling that way. Everybody has different path. And so, although, yes, it is difficult to see somebody like Logan Paul who never wrestled in a middle school gym in front of 100 people or at a wrestling school in front of 10 now headlining pay-per-views. Is that difficult for me to watch? Yes. But I have to respect that he was able to build his brand in such a way that he became popular enough, successful enough for them to come ask him. He didn't come to WWE and be like, hey guys, I want to have a match. That's not what happened. WWE went, hey, you're one of the most famous people in the world right now. You just boxed Floyd Mayweather. You want to get involved in this shit? And they're like, you want to mix it up in our world? And Logan said, not only do I want to mix it up, I want to become an actual superstar. Give me like matches and shit. Train me full time. And then moved to Puerto Rico and has a place in Florida to train full time. What I can say is that although he doesn't come from the same path and isn't seeing the same trials and tribulations, he found a way to make it work for him. Who am I to hate? Honestly, who am I to hate? He figured out a way to go do a thing that he really enjoys. That's what we're all trying to do.
At the same point, you also have to think about Bad Bunny did the same thing.
Did you hate on Bad Bunny for having a really cool match and Lil Bunny Destroyer on the floor? Because I didn't. That shit was dope.
That Canadian Destroyer that he did, it was fucking.
Is Bad Bunny getting a title shot?
Listen, nobody would expect Bad Bunny to do a Canadian Destroyer like that, but nobody also never expected fucking Logan Paul and Ricochet to go head on head that jump.
It's an idea. It's actually an idea for a spot that I've had for years and just didn't. I've never pulled the trigger on it. I never had anybody to pull it off with, and then they did it on TV. And I was like, God damn it! I knew it. I knew it was gonna be too good, and they did it. And it was too good.
It was.
Look,
it was so
you
good. The way it synchronized together.
You don't have to find him legit. You don't have to find him legit. Trying to wrestle Roman Reigns or The Miz or whoever else, right? Rollins. You don't have to find him legit. You don't have to like it. But don't be a hater, man, because everybody's got their own paths and everybody's got their own goals that they want to achieve. And fucking good for him for actually being able to do some of them.
So can I tell you my point of view on this?
No.
Tell me to fuck off for being too positive.
No.
For being too positive. For being too positive or just
I
being
love
nice about it. You
it.
can tell me to fuck off.
I am
That's just
here
what
for
I'm saying.
this.
Here's the I'm not gonna tell you to fuck off because what I tell you in the beginning of this, in the beginning of this show,
Sir,
everyone's supposed to feel like
we're just
family,
trying to get
right?
to a WrestleMania card.
Well, listen,
Go fuck yourself. We're trying to get to a fucking WrestleMania card.
We can't get through any card. We can't get through any card when you keep interrupting us and starting problems. You're the one who started this problem. But listen,
I'm a smoke.
Yeah, but listen, I respect everybody's opinion, and I respect your opinion. And you know, I respect your opinion more than most people's opinions on it. But but this is the thing, though. If I was given an opportunity to wrestle at WrestleMania because of my size, I'll take it. I'm not mad at him for that, right? But then when it happens once, that's dope. And then it happens again. And then they have these storylines, and you literally see them taking away an opportunity from someone else, and then they have to throw some other bullshit in there. Like, you're telling, like, Seth Rollins could have easily gotten Austin Theory over at WrestleMania, and that could have been a moment for Austin Theory to be the United States champion, you know, at WrestleMania for Seth Rollins. But now he's wrestling Logan Paul in a joke shit. When they did that one thing with Jackass, it was fun with Sami Zayn.
Comedy match. Sure,
that was fun. But now this is no longer a celebrity match. This is a legit storyline match that they have. That this man came in, and we see people like Cedric Alexander always in the background. We see people like Shelton Benjamin. And listen, bro, I get it.
No, and you're right.
We're living.
Totally valid. That's totally
we're
valid.
living in a we're living in
as well as talented as a guy like Cedric is. Let's use just Cedric for an example, because I like Cedric. Cedric's awesome and he's been very nice to me. Cedric is a perfect example of, like, super talented, has had trouble connecting with the WWE audience for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know why they broke up the Hurt Business. That didn't help. I don't know why they eliminated the Cruiserweight division. That didn't help. Using Cedric as an example, or Shelton as an example, or Mustafa Ali as an example, to wrestle Seth Rollins at Mania, I get it. Because I've been in locker rooms where I didn't get used on a show that I felt like I should be on, where maybe somebody's on the show that shouldn't be. That's a position I've had too. Wrestling is not about wrestling, especially at the WWE level. What happens between the bells, what happens in between the ropes, is the least important part of what we do. Storytell, connect with your audience, pull emotions out of them, and sell fucking tickets. And I don't love that that's what WWE is, but that's what it is. So Cedric versus Rollins, is that a banger? Certified, absolutely. But is Logan Paul going to bring you a whole 14 million extra people that listen to his podcast every week? That Cedric won't bring you. Yes. I don't love it. That's the reality I sit in. That's the reality we live in inside of the wrestling world. And that's not what I'm going to get mad at. Because it takes way too much energy to be hating. Instead, just enjoy the fucking piece of art that Seth Rollins is about to push out with a guy like Logan Paul. And keep up. He's not AJ Styles, but he can keep up. Had a hell of a match with Roman in Saudi. Did his thing with The Miz, of all people.
Well,
be cool.
First off, Roman carried him that match. Because he jumped off of everything. And Ray carried him at WrestleMania.
All Logan had to do was push through when he tore his damn ACL and keep up for the next 15 minutes. But he did it. And you can't say he didn't, bro. Look at me. You making me advocate for Logan Paul. This is what you wanted?
No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
I have to. I have to because you're hating so hard.
No, I'm not hating. Gigi paid you, and you know something. I respect that.
What?
You know what? She thought this was gonna be a better show and all that other stuff. I get it. I feel you. I can see it in your heart. You're not genuine about this shit with Logan Paul, and you know what?
You are emotional.
I am
And
not
it's
emotional.
amazing. Listen, and
I
it's
am not
amazing.
emotional.
Listen. It is amazing to see this emotion come out of you because that
No.
means that WWE is doing its job.
It's not
By
doing its
getting you
job.
It's
not doing
emotional
its
and
job.
just built up and
I'm
frustrated and
doing
just
my
like,
job
I
because I'm
fucking
making
hate you,
y'all
blah, blah,
mad.
blah. And
Okay?
it's adorable,
No, y'all pissed.
amazing,
Y'all pissed off. I'm in the
absolutely.
zone.
You're
Y'all
So
pissed
supposed
off.
to
I'm
fucking
in the
You're
zone.
supposed to feel
you.
like Logan
Look
Paul
at
doesn't
you all
belong.
grown. It's
That's what
okay.
you're supposed to
It's
feel
No.
like
okay.
he doesn't belong. Like he doesn't
No.
deserve
This is
to be
why.
there.
No,
But he's
but
gonna go
there's a,
there. He's gonna shatter expectations and upset
Yep.
you.
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna upset me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at your face.
Somebody
You have upset
upsetting you.
yourself
What
right
the
now.
fuck are you talking?
No,
You know what? Wait,
Bro.
so who's your prediction? You want Austin Theory to win this, or do you want John Cena? Because we went from this match to
Well, that's a good
Logan
question.
Paul, and I know you want to. I'm just
So
trying
do
to
you-
go to the match. I'm just trying to do this job. Listen, this
do I
is
want
great. Seth
or
freaking
do I
Rollins
think?
versus
Do I want or
Logan
do I think?
Paul.
I
Does
got two
Seth?
different theories here. I got two different theories here for the Austin Cena match, right? Can we talk about Austin
Okay.
Theory and John Cena? So
All right, let's
can
go
we,
with
Gigi?
that.
Because she keeps
I
she keeps
apologize.
interrupting us.
powering through.
I have
power
to.
through.
I have to interrupt you.
All right, go
I'm
ahead.
Let's talk
Power
about the
through.
guys, right?
Jesus.
Cena
Yeah, y'all
and
tell you
Austin
how you
Theory.
feel, and I'll tell you how it is.
What I think is gonna happen. What I think is gonna happen is that this is gonna be the coronation of Austin Theory as the future of WWE in some degree, right? Beating a guy like John Cena, whether you like it or not, tags, is a big deal. However, what I would like to happen, I want to see the good babyface opens up the show with a big W over one of the most vilely hated, annoying guys in WWE. I want to watch John Cena win again and then come out with an open challenge on Monday and see who comes out. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
I have a question for you, and the
Shoot.
legitimate question.
I-
You just said Austin Theory beating John Cena is a big deal, which it is. On paper, it's a big deal. I'm not gonna not acknowledge how
On
big
paper.
John Cena is.
Sure.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think that the WWE is gonna capitalize on that Austin Theory beating John Cena, or is it just gonna be I beat John Cena for a couple of months and it's not gonna go nowhere?
Let me ask you
Because
a question.
that's
I have a question that I feel like you'll be able to answer your own question right there. What happened to Austin Theory after he lost the Money in the Bank briefcase?
nothing, and then they reinvented him to do the United States.
He looked like a joke for a little bit, right? And then he grew a beard. Triple H took over, and he's been beating everyone since. So, if you have a little faith in WWE Creative, and I know that can be hard over decades of watching, but if you have a little faith in WWE Creative, and most recent patterns can indicate future behavior. If Austin Theory beats John Cena at Mania, there should be no reason why that would not carry him into main event status. Will it? I don't know, but I think it would. I would trust that the WWE Creative would know what to do with a win like that.
See, because the way I'm seeing it now is this: he beats John Cena, Seth Rollins becomes the number one contender against Cody Rhodes. He loses to Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins wins the United States Championship. Because that's the history of what they
Sure.
do with Seth Rollins.
But what
And
happens
then
if
they're
you
gonna
take
have to reinvent. Then they're gonna have to reinvent Austin Theory again somehow, and
I don't
then
think so.
put him
If
up
you take-
against.
Think about it long term. Think about it long term, right? You just spelled out what you think is going to happen with Seth, right? Seth will win his match. He'll be one of Cody's first competitors for the title. He'll lose, and then he'll step down to the mid-card title and take it from Austin Theory. What does that mean? That means Austin Theory now has a gripe and a free dance card. If he's not dancing with Seth Rollins, why wouldn't he, a heel, hated, go after the world championship, go after Cody Rhodes, and work a main event program with Cody? I'm just saying, if you just freed Austin Theory's calendar by taking the belts off of him, there's no reason why he couldn't step up to the plate.
Yeah.
There's also no reason why he couldn't step up to Cody Rhodes after John Cena.
You're right, other than already having the title. Because how
But-
often do you see a guy with a mid-card title want the bigger title as well? It's not often. It's sometimes, but
Well,
it's not often.
it's not often the past couple of years because Roman's been holding both titles. That United States title is the Raw Championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Uh,
So if Cody has both titles, and they're not going to split them right now, maybe down the road, but if Cody has both titles, Austin Theory's not going to be like, yeah, I want 3 belts now. It's just not going to happen. You
Yeah.
got to get, at some point, whether it be on Saturday or 3 months from now, at some point, Austin Theory has to drop the title. If you want to move him into main event status, he can't be the U.S. champion.
Yeah, but then that's gonna erase what Cena did. Because how are you gonna have someone lose
Why?
be a number 1 contender?
Why would that erase, though? Wrestling fans are short-term characters. You want continuity, right? But at the end of the day, do you buy John Cena as a main event star, even though he lost to Kurt Angle his first night, or because he lost to Taker a few months later, or because Randy Orton beat him like 7 times in 2007? Of course you still buy him as a main event guy. Continuity matters.
Oh, no.
but
Well, they forced.
You can lose matches and still come out better for it. You could have Austin Theory wrestle Seth Rollins or wrestle Bobby Lashley or whoever else, lose the U.S. title, and still come out stronger in defeat, come out shinier in defeat.
So what's the point of him with John Cena then?
A big name victory on the biggest stage where the most people are watching.
Yep.
Because most people aren't tuning into Raw every week. Most people are watching Mania.
But what did that do for Fandango?
Man.
His debut, WrestleMania against Jericho.
Listen.
You know what though? That's an unfair comparison because Fandango as a character didn't have a lot of legs. Because he wasn't a seriously treated wrestler. He beat Jericho, even though Jericho didn't want to put him over. He didn't have a good stance as a character in the WWE. And not to mention, very different creative 9 years ago, 10 years ago, I think, where Vince McMahon was in charge, and now, at least as of today, Triple H is in charge, and he's done a great job of reinventing Austin Theory to be a main event caliber heel.
Yeah, but so
have a little faith is what I'm saying.
No. So here's the
Give
thing,
it
though.
time.
In my eyes, for storytelling purposes,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory can move forward in a loss to John Cena better than he can move forward in a loss to Seth Rollins. Because in actuality, him versus Seth Rollins needs to come to a conclusion. And if Seth Rollins gets the better of that rivalry between the two, Seth Rollins won the rivalry. Where if he lost to Cena, he lost the match. But he can show that he can hang with a main event guy, the caliber of John Cena, which is bigger than any other person besides Roman right now.
Sure. I also feel, though, that if you want to talk about winning rivalries, like Seth Rollins lost his feud with Roman Reigns and came out no worse than when he came out of losing his feud with Cody Rhodes. Some people are just made. And if you have a WrestleMania victory over John Cena, you take the risk that he'll be made. And you don't have to worry about him losing a rivalry with Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins is made. It doesn't have to be a downgrade just because you lost a feud if you lose a feud with one of the best guys in WWE today. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really establish Austin Theory on Saturday, what he does for the next 12 months almost doesn't matter. Because he beat John Cena at WrestleMania. As long as you don't choke him down.
Now the thing is, him beating John Cena isn't the concern. Him making a name with John Cena. Now you just said he had the best matches with Bobby Lashley, Great Khali, and Umaga. You're muted, Gigi.
What's
and
wrong
Umaga,
with that?
right?
But what's wrong with
now,
that?
here's the thing.
But what's
if
wrong
Austin
with
Theory
that?
pulls out the best match he's ever had with John Cena at WrestleMania and loses, what you just said is correct. If he has the best match he ever had with John Cena and wins and then loses to Seth Rollins, that slows him down.
Slows him down to who, though? Because wrestling
slows him down to us.
Not for nothing, guys. This shit is scripted.
No, I get it.
Guys, whoever they. So a main event guy is whoever they is a main event guy.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. When you're writing,
reject it, right? You can do the Roman Reigns thing and reject it and punch at it for years and years. But most of the time, that's just not going to happen. we'll accept Bobby Lashley as a main event guy just after doing a Rusev Lana love angle because they told us he is. So we accept it.
And he also did the Hurt Business.
That was a lot of
you
making.
got to do something. You got to do something.
Yeah,
to re-solidify it. But once you do, it's done. That's it. It's done.
Listen, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, they were jokes. They solidified themselves, Bobby Lashley through the Hurt Business, and winning the WWE Championship. It was against The Miz, but winning the WWE Championship made him.
Drew had to leave for like 5 years and come back.
But both of them did, yeah. But when Drew was back, he was the bastard, and he was Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard. Then he started looking like he was taking himself serious. Now, this is what I'm saying. Once he got that momentum, and then he started becoming a fan favorite, and we started seeing, okay, he's the next guy. He won the Rumble, he won the title, he went on his way. What happened? He lost to Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And that kind of
he's still made. That's why you can plug him into any main event program, and it's believable. Clash at the Castle, he had that big title, and he lost.
He
didn't have any wins leading up to that, and they put him in the title picture anyway. We all bought it. We all thought, but Drew's gonna win.
But that was
Scotland,
it, though.
And then he didn't, but he almost did, and that was good enough.
But
for
his first reign would have been better if he didn't lose out of nowhere to Randy Orton and then have to win it back.
That was pandemic wrestling, and there was no crowd. I gotta give them a pass for everything that happened there because there was nobody there to gauge.
Let it go.
Listen, I can't give a pass if I'm gonna be this hard. If I'm gonna be this hard on Cena, I'm gonna be this hard. If I'm gonna be this hard on Cena, I'm gonna be this hard on everybody.
So you know why?
You know why? Because I want the best from these people.
And you know what? You just give it a chance.
And if you're cool, and every time you mess up, you wouldn't be better than what you was
at WrestleMania. Just shut the fuck up and let's continue with the card. Stop being fucking emotional.
No, we're having a real conversation. We're having a real conversation.
I think this is a good conversation. I do think we need to get through the card, but let me say this, and then I'm okay not saying anything else after. I love wrestling with all my heart. I really do. But as a fan, as a wrestling fan, for most of my life, I really don't criticize the product very much because there's nothing I could do about it. I can have my opinions, sure. But am I really going to get heated about it if at the end of the day, they're going to tell me what to watch and I'm going to sit there and take it, or I have to shut off the show? And I don't want to shut off the show because I love wrestling. So what am I going to do? I'm gonna tune in when Hornswoggle is playing games. Yep. I'm gonna tune in when John Cena and Randy Orton are wrestling for the 20th time. I'm gonna watch when Logan Paul wrestles Seth Rollins, and I'm gonna watch when Cody has to defend the title against The Miz of all people at some point. I'm gonna watch because
you're having
what's our other option?
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
You know what that means.
I watch on Wednesdays too.
You're having me being mad.
I don't love everything that's happening on AEW either. And I have friends in the building at AEW, and I don't love how some of them are being used. But what am I going to do? Not watch? No.
No, but here's the thing, though.
You love wrestling.
It's not.
I can tell
it's
you love
not
wrestling.
a thing.
You're very passionate. Look here, I'm saying you're not emotional. You're passionate.
And I want the best from it. That's the thing. I'm sitting here and I'm saying, this whole shit.
But if they agree to it, maybe it's best for them in their eyes. Like
I'm a New York Jets fan. I'm a New York Jets fan. Every year I'm disappointed, but I don't get mad at them.
I am a Jets fan also. But this is the thing, though.
Do you get mad at them when they lose?
Yes, but do you know why? No,
that's absurd.
Look,
we don't play for the team, bro.
No, but here's the thing, though. There's
always a thing. There's always a fucking thing. Let go of the fucking thing.
You know why I give so much shit? You know why I give so much shit to Logan Paul and to Dominic Mysterio, which is a whole nother conversation. Conversation we don't need to get into. But I give so much shit to these people, and I give so much shit to the company, is because just like you know, Jarett, a lot of people, including myself, would give anything to be in the position, right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
And then I'm sitting here watching it from you. And believe it or not, I want to see them succeed because the better they do, the better the product I'm watching. But then you see the some of the shit they're doing. It's like, bro, you're doing the bare minimum here. And I'm not asking you to turn into the fucking greatest wrestler I've ever seen. But
Sure,
bro, you sit there and you say that you trained with this guy and Shawn Michaels put you through this entire match for a year so you could have a phenomenal match at WrestleMania, and you did a good match. You had a good match at WrestleMania. That's beautiful. But now you're on the mic and you're assaulting my fucking intelligence, and it's not a part of your gimmick. If it was a part of your gimmick, I get it. It's because you have no idea what the fuck you're doing there. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm sitting here like, yo, bro, they gave you 10 minutes of this shit. I could have watched someone else be out here. You know what I'm saying? Like Baron Corbin didn't need JBL. I give JBL the same shit.
But that's not what you get, bro. It's not up.
But I get it. This is
if
my
all
way
agree,
of showing.
If we all agree.
We let him go all night long with this.
Bro, but the thing is this: if no one,
we all agree, we can Daniel Bryan the show, right? If we all agree, we can Daniel Bryan our way into anything, right? Or we can boo Roman Reigns for 15 minutes on an opening segment because he beat Undertaker. We can riot if John Cena loses, right? Or John Cena wins. Yeah. We can do all of those things if we agree. But we don't. As a wrestling community, we all love different things and root for different people.
I hear you.
And if we want something so bad, they listen. But because they don't hear it from 70,000 people, from 20 million people, Logan Paul sucks. So they keep booking him because he's kind of good. He is. You ain't gotta like it.
So I can't want him to be better.
You can want him to be better. Of course you can.
It doesn't sound like you're trying to make him
when he's on TV.
Better. You just like doesn't sound like you won't even try to give him a chance. Like you're like, yo, fuck him. Like, yo, bro, but like, what did he do to you? What did he do to you?
On TV, he has that chance.
Why he hurt you? Did he hurt you?
How hot you
every team? Yo, no,
you need a hug. You need a hug. You need a hug. And therapy.
Let me ask you a question.
No, fuck your question.
If you was here on this show, no, look, you're here on this show for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
For 2 hours and 20 minutes, I just did this. I just did this.
Like,
so how did that make you feel? So how did that make you? Yeah, like if I was just, or you're talking and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. So you was in Japan, and would you want to come back here?
No. But then I would just shut the product off.
No. But this is what I'm saying though. Would you be on some? Yo, that was a waste of my time. Right?
I might, yeah.
Yeah. So now let's say we got somebody like Matt, we got somebody like Ray, we got somebody like Kofi, we got somebody like Joseph who's not here, we got somebody like Normal Guy. They watch our show every week. And they came up to me and they told me in the comments, like, yo, bro, what the fuck, bro? You bombed that interview with him. Like, you suck. Because they want me to get better.
Thing with access. That's a one-to-one thing with access. It's not very fair to compare it to Logan Paul.
No. But here's the thing, though.
And there's a 20 million person audience. It's not the same thing.
But here's the thing, though. What I'm trying to say is that type of what you call hate is not really hate. That's how because I don't have his ear. Right? So if I say shit like this and people watch it, this is how I get you to be like, to be better than this. Because I'm not sitting here going, he sucks as a wrestler. Right? I said I would rather watch John Cena and Austin Theory than Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. One, because it doesn't make sense to me that they're fighting. And two, it's like, bro, this shit doesn't seem worth it.
It doesn't make sense
for the fourth time. Yeah. At a WrestleMania, at another pay-per-view, I get it.
Because they orchestrate it, bro.
I understand.
It's wrestling, and it could be whatever we want it to be. It could be whatever they want it to be.
Yeah. But now, if you're going to be on the TV and I have to watch you, bro, you better bring it. And this is what I'm saying.
And so, and then at WrestleMania, we can see that.
That match is Saturday. So on Sunday, you hit me personally and tell me how you felt about the match, and I will tell you how I felt about it.
Okay. I got you.
Okay?
I got you.
Because
now we move forward.
If they blow it out and you don't say shit to me, I'll know what happened.
Ooh.
No, bro, let me tell you something. And you can ask Matt. I got the balls to say whatever the fuck. If they do good, I will tell you they do good. I am not afraid to sit here and say that Gigi was wrong.
Okay.
God.
All right. So Gigi, can you
Hey!
stop interrupting us and let's get through the card
We can
here?
stop talking about this and go through the rest of the show. I'd be happy.
Yeah,
Are we
let's.
done?
Yeah,
Are we
yes.
good? Are you good?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I'm fucking great. Oh man.
All right,
This
then
is
stop
fucking-
interrupting Jarett when he's giving the speech.
Oh, man. I
But
apologize
I'll
to
let
my
you. I will
friend.
let you know
I
how wrong
apologize
you
to my
are
friend.
on
So
Sunday.
I'm just going down
Sunday
the
morning.
fucking card that I see here. Go fuck yourself, Joey. Charlotte
right,
Flair
wait.
versus Rhea Ripley.
Hold on, wait. Did you give your prediction for Cena and Theory? You
I
said
want
Cena?
John Cena to win because I want him to just do a fucking open challenge on Monday, and I selfishly want Jay White to come out and just boom, there he goes. Monday Night Raw, that's it. Post Mania fucking surprises. The crowd goes fucking wild, and now we build Jay White with who else? John Cena, because this is what we do.
Can I ask you a
And
question?
now
a
we
quick
move forward.
I will
No,
say
fuck
what
your
you're
questions. You said enough.
Go ahead, Jarett.
will
But
say-
Jarett can ask me
Although
anything.
that-
Absolutely. You
although-
go fuck yourself.
Although that's what I want to see too, I will accept that if we do that, we're shoving Austin Theory pretty far down, and that's not good.
Yeah, no, I know.
We gotta build
Now,
as many people as we can. So if Austin
Now-
Theory does lose to Cena, I better see him with a mic in his hand on Monday night.
Let him be the one to do an open challenge then. Just be like
Yeah.
in the spirit of like just to be like just a fuck you, John
Yeah,
Cena.
since
I'm
better
gonna do
than
an
John
open
Cena,
challenge.
here's the
And
Austin
then let
Theory
Jay
open
White.
Yeah.
I can see that
And
happening.
if-
I would like
yeah,
that
and then
actually. That
while
sounds better.
Cody's wrestling Rollins, you can have Austin Theory with Jay White, and then just you build Jay White off of that way, and I can see Austin Theory going on to Cody Rhodes because no one.
Guys,
This is the question. There's a lot more people. There's a lot more people that know it.
Shut up.
I don't either. I don't think so either. But there's a lot more people that knew AJ Styles in this country than Jay White.
Yeah, because Jay White's never wrestled in
WWE
this
fans
country.
wise. You know what I'm saying?
Jay
Like
White never
WWE.
wrestled for
Yeah,
Jay White wrestled for
yeah.
AEW or Impact for about 6 months total.
Yeah, so in reality, if Jay White comes out on Monday Night Raw to wrestle John Cena, there's gonna
He
be
should
a
beat
lot
John
of
Cena.
but there's gonna be a lot of who the fuck is this guy?
Who's that? Yep. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
A
You're
lot
absolutely right.
more than
And then you-
AJ
and then you have to-
Styles. Who's
and then
that?
you have to work on it, and then you got to work on it.
So then, if that happens, this is gonna test your theory about John Cena making people.
That is also true, and I'm all right with that.
And we will see how it plays out this Saturday.
Who's next?
Alright.
Who's next?
Yeah,
Rhea? Is it Rhea and Charlotte?
Rhea
they're
and
the main
Charlotte,
event.
that's the next thing I see
well.
here on the card. SmackDown
Okay.
Women's Championship belt. Man. Ooh. Rhea Ripley. I'm with Rhea. I need mommy to win. I love Charlotte. I love Flair. I think it's going to be such an incredible women's match. I'm excited to see this.
I think that Charlotte, male or female, is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I think Charlotte is the best female wrestler in the world, and that's debatable, and I know it is. I know that's a kind of a strong take on my end, but I stand by it. I think that it's weird because Charlotte is the babyface that everybody's saying should lose to one of the hottest acts in WWE, being Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like Rhea to have that moment of WrestleMania victory, beating Charlotte Flair when Charlotte beat her in the PC a couple years ago at Mania. Also on a personal level, just because I got to know her at the PC myself. But guys, Charlotte Flair is a babyface, and how many people can beat Charlotte Flair when she's a babyface? I don't know. So I have my doubts.
And she
but I'm
doesn't
picking
lose at
Rhea.
Mania. She doesn't
I'm
lose
picking
at
Rhea,
Mania.
but I
She
have
loses at the
my
big ones.
I'm picking Rhea, but I have my doubts.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Sure.
If Rhea wins, it's a very tall order for her to reestablish that SmackDown Women's Division.
Yes.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not for nothing. AEW's women's division is kicking ass right now.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
SmackDown's is lacking. Raw's is cool. SmackDown's is lacking.
Yeah, it is.
Agree. Yeah, no, there's a lot happening on Raw, where on SmackDown there just seems lost in the shuffle. So it kind of sucks. I'm glad to see Chelsea Green on the card. That's something later on. I definitely
Me
want
as
to
well,
touch
although I was confused about her teaming with
with
Sonya
Sonya.
when she had just teamed with Carmella like 2 weeks ago.
So
Well, she teamed
Carmella,
with Sonya on SmackDown before that.
I read somewhere that Carmella is like supposedly injured, and that's why they had to kind of immediately pull her off and have her team up with Sonya.
Well, remember, Sonya got arrested for the gun possession in a car in Jersey.
Yeah, but
She
that
teamed with
happened
Sonya on
already.
SmackDown before that. No, I'm saying she teamed with Sonya on SmackDown before that. And then after that arrest, she was with Carmella.
Oh, that's
Okay.
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
So
So
this
it
is
was
sort
like,
of a backtrack.
yeah.
Okay.
It's one of
Well,
those, well, Sonya's out, Carmella, you want to do it? Carmella's out, Sonya, you want to do it? It was one of those unfortunate things. Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I think that's happening on Sunday. Yep, that's happening on Sunday.
It's
What,
Uh,
Rhea and Charlotte?
No.
Those two
I was
two
just
are
thinking about
awesome.
Sonya
Big
and
tag
then
match,
Chelsea.
big tag match.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The showcase match.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Charlotte, Flair, and Rhea Ripley. Oh man, I'm really excited for this match. I'm also excited for Bianca Belair and Asuka, which is happening on Sunday.
She's not
But
focused.
I'm not as anticipated as I am when it comes to Flair and Ripley.
See what I gotta.
You're not focused. You're talking about Sunday. You're supposed to be thinking about Saturday.
No, I know. I tend to go
see what
back
I
and
gotta put
forth.
up with?
I know.
We had one cohesive
know.
conversation and she's telling me to shut up. She's
Listen.
talking about 17 different matches in 4 days.
Listen, there's a lot of matches overall.
Yeah.
All right.
Jarett hit me. He said in the beginning, he's like, I don't know if I can run 3 hours with you guys. And this guy is like, yo, I've been here for 15 minutes and it's 3 hours.
But I'm
Yeah.
here.
I love y'all. The Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
I want the Usos, man. I think it should have been Jay versus Sammy, but
I think if any match is gonna go the way it should, it's gonna be this one. I think Sammy and KO not only winning the match, but beginning, because it would be the end of the Sammy and KO aren't friends until they are story. But it's just the beginning of the new story, which is the Bloodline crumble story. So I think that, like I said, if any match goes the way it's supposed to, is with the Usos losing the belts to Sammy and KO. And I fucking love the Usos. They've been great. Always, all the time. But I think they're going to lose, and I think they should.
I think it should have been Sammy versus Jay, but
I mean,
maybe so, but then what do you do with the tag titles? You're just going to not have them defended on Mania when they're combined, you know?
I mean, they've been doing that. They don't give a shit about these tag team champions. Honestly, they don't give a shit about these tag team.
I think we should care about the tag titles. But I think they should be defended on Mania.
This is why I get passionate about this business.
But now they're being defended, and you don't want them to be.
You just want just throw shit out there.
No. It's
for a whole year. You're telling me that Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, that storyline wasn't building up. That it doesn't deserve to be a WrestleMania.
No, it's not building up, but right now, that's not the story.
Sammy and Jay is the story. I think Sammy and the Bloodline is the bigger story. So even though Sammy,
you have to look at the bigger story here.
I think Sammy and Jay have the most conflict, and I think they'll have their singles. But first, you need to sow dissension in the Bloodline. I think the only way to tell a Jay versus Sammy story is to first have Jay not following Roman like he has been. You have to bring him away from the group just a little bit in order to give him a singles match. So right now, Jay and Jimmy, they like this again. Everything is cool there again. Mm-hmm. So Sammy needed a partner. He got his best friend who just feuded with KO or just feuded with Roman, and Sammy didn't want to help him. He was ignoring him. Now KO's pushing him away. Now you try to bring them back together. Now the Usos jump them, and then you have them together, and then you give them that hug, and then in the ring, and they fucking win the titles, and you got to give the people what they want. This is what the people want.
You couldn't give that to him in Backlash?
Nope.
No. Got to do it at Mania.
Bro.
Mania.
Why?
Come on, the story wrote us. Jay versus Sammy would be a
Nah,
very
no,
emotional
you
match.
have to take the
It
bloodline
will
out
be
the
And then
way.
when
you
they
have
have it.
You see how the
look.
bloodline how it's formed and
Here's the
whatnot.
thing, though.
You have to
No,
just
but
like break it
you
down. Right now is the
no.
Usos
Show
with
the
that
crack at the top and let Roman rip it apart.
nah.
No, the
If
Usos
it
are
was
too
Jay
tight
versus
right now.
Sammy, and let's say Jay wins because Jimmy,
But what are you gonna
cheats,
do with the
whatever.
tag team
And
title?
then
No, let's be realistic about this. Listen, the tag team
The
titles
backlash.
is
Look,
more
you see this?
important as a
It's not
unit.
important
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
The tag team
As a
titles in the
tag
WWE are
team,
not important at all.
No.
listen,
If they were
who's to
important,
say
Braun
it's
Strowman
not?
wouldn't have
It's not to
destroyed
say it's
the
not
division.
important. I'm not saying it's not important. Yes, it is important. But right now, as a unit, no. Why? Because one brother is missing his fucking twin. Right now, that's a story between that.
listen.
No. Wait. All
They
right,
got him
you
back
have
already.
that, and then you have someone who's like closer. Sammy was basically kind of getting in on the whole thing. All right, now you have one person.
Why
Oh,
does Sammy
you're
and Jay
choosing
have
your
beef?
boy over me.
Why
Like
does Sammy and Jay have beef? Because of a brotherhood that Jay extended and then Sammy broke because Sammy wanted it and finally got it from Jay. The story is brotherhood. That's really the theme of this tag team storyline.
And these
Right?
two guys having
Blood
their brother
brothers
versus brother match at
chosen family.
WrestleMania.
yeah.
No, but
Sorry?
listen, here's the thing. You have that brother versus brother match at WrestleMania. And you can have Jimmy come in and cheat, whatever. And then Kevin Owens is like, listen, I got your back. Backlash, they take the titles from him. But Roman loses at WrestleMania and Jay wins. It can start Roman start becoming paranoid or one of those people that needs to overcompensate. And that's the crack off the top. And then at Backlash,
make sense. I'm not saying that doesn't make sense because that's a great point of bringing Jay up and bringing Roman down just a little bit, and Roman wants to do this, and I get that. That's a story too, but that's not the story they're telling. That's not the story they've been telling. That's the story that they were telling for a little while and went away from it because the Usos finally got back together because the other one got help.
Right. And who's to say it's not going to go back?
With Jay and Roman.
The story exactly, but the story they're telling right now, because they went away from that, the story they're telling right now is a story of brotherhood. So we can
the story that's coming out of Sammy's mouth is that Jay wishes he did what Sammy did.
Listen,
because he was abused and all that. That's what's coming out of Sammy's mouth.
And it will sow seeds of dissension later.
But here's the thing, though. If Jay shuts up Sammy and Roman loses and he starts cracking and he becomes one of those people that Solo sees it, Jimmy sees it, it's like, yo, this dude, he's out of control. And then you have Jay step up like, yo, I'm gonna be the head of the table on this fucking bloodline. Now you can have that rematch. Jay leveled up and Roman essentially leveled down. And it's almost fair now. They don't need the tag team titles for that.
That's one direction to take it. But if you go that direction, you're not bringing Sammy and KO back together. And that's what everybody wanted.
You can bring Sammy and KO back together at Backlash.
Sammy versus the
They can lose the title at
Sammy
Backlash.
versus the Bloodline, he doesn't have any help. You're going to have Sammy take on 4 guys? No. Because that's what would have happened. It would have been Jey Uso versus Sammy, even if it were at Mania. But guess what? Jay has Jimmy, Jay has Solo, Jay has Paul Heyman. Sammy just got Sammy? Can't do that.
Sammy did that for Roman.
Exactly. And look the way it went. That Roman won because everybody had Roman's back. So Sammy's not going to realize that he needs help? Of course he's going to realize he needs help.
So you can't have Kevin Owens on the outside being a support for Sammy? It still can't be one-on-one? You can't. You're telling me that you can't have Roman. You can't have Kevin Owens come out at WrestleMania to help Sammy out.
You want the face-off. You want the Jey Uso, Sami Zayn face-off.
You want it now.
One-on-one, where the crowd rises because they finally are coming to a head in a match. We're getting that because at some point, KO and Jimmy will not be a part of it. I promise you. In the match, the storytelling within the match, we'll have Jey Uso and Sammy finally coming to blows. And the crowd will blow the roof off of SoFi Stadium. And it doesn't have to be a singles match to do that. You can tell 2 stories at once.
I'm just saying, bro. They could have did this shit at
You
Backlash.
ain't saying much right now. Shut the fuck up. All right,
Listen,
moving
let me
forward.
tell you
No,
something. Let me tell you something.
Becky
Let me tell you
Lynch.
something. Let me tell
No,
you
you
something,
said
Jarett.
enough.
She agreed
Stop.
with me
No,
4 weeks ago
we're
when we
moving
didn't have a
forward.
guest on the show.
Let it go.
I'm just telling you now.
He's so stubborn. He's so stubborn.
Yo,
No, 'cause it's
every
the
week,
truth.
bro, I be trying, and yo, niggas be leaving me, like, yo,
When
Lay,
people pop
Lay,
that
I
wo-
forgive you
when people
because you got a
when
baby
people
and
pop
all.
that
Lay, I
was it
forgive you
because
the show.
Jimmy hugged
Lay, you
Sammy
never
or
show
was it
up.
because
Kenny,
Jay hugged
I
Sammy?
forgive you too. Toe, go fuck yourself. All right, Becky Lynch and
Come
Lita
on, bro.
and Trish Stratus.
The true story is they forced Sammy to leave his brother Kevin Owens for their family, and he did that. And Jay accepted him for it, and Roman pushed Sammy to the point where he goes, "Bro, I can't treat Kevin Owens like this. He couldn't do that because Kevin Owens is his brother also." But Jay was on some, yo, bro, you broke my heart because I finally gave you the family role here.
Listen,
now you have two people
we're gonna get that
had to betray
Just
their
let it play
family
out. It's not time for that
and
yet.
been betrayed by their
Let it
family.
go.
I thought
Don't gotta not.
WrestleMania was a culmination of everything.
No, just me.
It is.
I don't want to see this
is.
match at Backlash. But we're gonna have another 7 months of this shit and do it at SummerSlam?
Listen, Bloodline for the last 2 years has been fucking cinema. So draw it out as long as you want. It's all been good. That's the thing. You forgot that this shit is just good.
Yeah.
It's just enjoyable. Just take it. Just take it all in. Don't change shit. Gimme. Just let it happen. And let it flow over you and enjoy the show because wrestling is wonderful.
No, wrestling is the only love I got. I don't want it to be toxic, bro.
We the ones.
Well, you don't have it doesn't have to be.
It
doesn't
is.
have to be because you don't
They
have
keep
to.
promising
You don't
shit.
have to.
You don't have to be.
That's the
What?
best thing about wrestling. That's the best thing about it. That's actually the best thing about wrestling is that it's not in your control. You just take it in.
No,
Just
but
drink it
bro,
in, man. Just drink
nothing
it
is in your
in,
control. But when you're telling me a story,
man.
when you're
Just
telling me a
drink it
story,
in.
don't fucking change shit.
You don't. What do you?
Have you
That's
seen the
the
new
thing,
Creed
though.
movie?
If you don't change,
Yeah.
you don't evolve. You
You've seen the new
can't just
Creed
stay
movie,
in the
right?
same. If you
Yeah.
if you don't change, you don't evolve. It
Did you
changes.
like the new Creed
Let it
movie?
change the way it is. It's literally just unfolding itself little by little.
Yes,
You
but I
can't
think it was
just
the weakest one
immediately
ever.
have that budge. No, right now, yo, my brother just left me. No, he hasn't been hitting me up. He hasn't texted me. He hasn't texted
I
Solo.
like that Gigi keeps talking.
Yeah.
Bro.
She's trying to force her way to be right.
Like, no. It's not how I'm forcing my way to be right. I'm just forcing my way down the fucking
You're
card.
filibustering.
And then sometimes I have to do these
Really,
things.
I'm just saying, this is the way I
all I'm
see it.
all I'm gonna say is this. And the reason I brought up the Creed movie, all I'm gonna say is this: just because the story doesn't end the way you like it to, doesn't mean it ruins the story.
No.
Look at you,
Bro.
negative already.
What do you mean?
No.
No what?
It has nothing to do with the way it ends.
Oh my god!
It has everything to do with how you're telling me the story.
You just said you don't like this match existing because you want it to be Sammy versus Jay, and I'm telling you that doesn't negate the last 7 months of storytelling. That was awesome, and that we mostly enjoyed.
Yeah, and at what point did we have this storytelling with Kevin Owens in it?
What does it matter? Most of it's been really great. So why does the ending ruin the whole thing for you?
Because most of it can be ruined by one or two
bad
things.
apple does not ruin the bunch in wrestling.
It does.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for my friend.
Look,
No.
this
This is you know why?
No.
You know why?
No,
but here's the thing though. I'll give you one example and we can move on.
Stop watching.
I can give you one example why one bad apple ruins the bunch. Goldberg was one of the favorite wrestlers from everybody in WCW. Right or wrong?
I could give a shit about Goldberg if I'm being honest.
You see what I'm? There you go. There goes the one bad apple. Thank you.
Don't care.
You just proved to me that one bad apple ruined the bunch.
Listen,
Thank
no,
you.
I just don't care about
why you
ruined the bunch. It's just one fucking bad apple.
I literally like Goldberg more in 2016 when he beat Brock in 3 minutes than I ever did in his WCW run.
Oh,
but this is what I'm saying. One bad apple. Everyone loved Goldberg. He kicks Bret Hart and now all of a sudden they want to kill him.
No, I don't care about that either. I just don't care about Goldberg, bro. He's not a compelling character to me. Stomp, slam. 2 spears and a jackhammer. W. I don't give a shit.
Oh, wait, but you like John Cena? The 5 moves of Doom?
Yeah, because at least John Cena took a little heat, brother. What does Goldberg do? Just squash everybody? That shit is whack.
But that's the story they're telling, bro. That's the story they're telling. He's undefeated.
I don't like it.
You can't pick and choose what you like.
No, yeah,
but you can't do nothing
about
it.
You gotta go ahead and try to force your
opinion. You just gotta soak it in, man. You see how it does.
You take it in. No, you take everything in.
When it gets reversed on you, it doesn't feel so good.
And that's why I'm glad I wasn't watching wrestling in 2000 when WCW 2000 was around, because that shit was hot garbage too. Sorry.
You ain't gotta apologize to me.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes I don't give a shit. But that's not me saying I hated Goldberg. I'm saying I really don't give a shit. It's okay to not care, but I'm not hot about it.
But I'm just saying, bro.
You're always just saying something.
No. Here's the thing. No, I'm not hot about it. Trust me.
Yo.
I'm not. I don't hide my emotions.
Every
no,
week.
the thing is,
I get spaced out. I get it. I smoke. It makes sense.
I'm straight down the middle with everyone. I give the same shit to everyone. But when people they do this whole shit where it's like, oh, magically I have to fall in line because of this. But when
we're
it
not
happened
saying
before,
you need to fall in line.
No,
you're just like you know who you are. You're just like the little red cartoon from that movie Inside Out, where you just blow the fuck up. Yeah, that's you. That's you. Perfect height and everything. It's you. Wow. That's you right there. Yo, we're gonna make you into that fucking little character. I got it. Yo, I'll be on that shit right now.
It's a 6-woman tag. Is that what's happening?
Yes, it is a 6-woman's tag. Absolutely. Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control.
If it's not Damage Control, they've done something wrong.
Facts.
I'm not gonna get hot about it. I'm just gonna feel.
Do we see like a heel turn from Trish Stratus just to be like spiteful?
Why?
That's what they're saying.
No, that would.
They're saying they want to have Becky versus Trish.
I don't see that's gonna happen. I feel like though Trish would be the reason why the team lost. I would see that.
I'm not gonna fantasy book this match only because I don't get it. Like, I don't get why Lita and Trish are both around, but teamed with Becky Lynch and have the tag titles for no reason. I don't get it. So I have no fantasy booking really to contribute. But I think Damage Control should win because they're a real faction. So I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel very strongly. Do you feel strongly, Tad?
I feel strongly that it should have been Lita and Trish as tag team champions.
Okay. Cool.
No, the same way you don't know why they're together. Lita and Trish as tag team champions makes more sense because of their history.
Sure. I agree.
But I agree. I agree Damage Control should win this because they're the real faction, but also they're the present and future of this company.
This is my thing.
And we don't need to have everyone lose to the past.
You see how he's looking to have an argument with me with someone at some point, and I'm just.
How am I trying to have an argument with you?
You're looking for it. You're looking for it somewhere.
Why? Why?
This is what he does.
This is the case. This is the thing. We value everybody's opinions except for Toad because he's right. Is that what it is? Because Toad comes out with some real shit and we ain't ready for it. So now all of a sudden we gotta have an argument with him.
No.
And then they call me emotional. I haven't had an emotion since I was 7 years old. So I'm just from the Bronx. We talk loud. My man here studied to be articulate.
That's fast.
Okay, so let's not stir away from this match. All right. As much as I love fucking Lita is my all-time favorite female wrestler. Sensational Sherry to me is the ultimate GOAT, and nobody can do anything or say anything bad about Miss Elizabeth, even knowing about her past and everything about it. Why? Because it's wrestling.
I mean,
You
she
said
was doing some
Sensational
crazy shit
Sherry
back
is
in
the
them days.
GOAT?
Yeah. Let's not get into that. We're not getting into that.
I don't
Listen,
want to
but
get into
I
it, but
will
I do
say
have
this.
questions.
And you saying that I'm picking a fight?
Listen.
No. I'm
Who's
just
your
looking for
goat?
clarification.
Who's
I'm just
your
looking for
goat?
Female wrestling?
No,
Best
yeah,
female wrestling?
yeah.
Charlotte Flair. That's my opinion.
For me now, yes. I don't. This is my thing.
I
I
would say
have
Sasha.
eras. I
Or
have
Mercedes.
eras of women in wrestling that I would be like, okay, this is the GOAT of this era. This is the GOAT of
And
this
that's
era.
valid because women's wrestling has evolved and lived different lives over the last 40 years. And some people could say Mae Young, and some people could say Trish Stratus, and someone can genuinely make the case for the Bellas, and that's all fine. It's Charlotte Flair to me. And you could say Sasha, and that's dope, and I'm with you. But for me, it's Charlotte Flair.
But just in the defense of Sherry Martel or Sensational Sherry, whichever one you would call her, she was doing things in the time women didn't do it.
Valid, and I
And
can't
she,
say
and
I'm,
she was
I
longer,
can't say I'm
and it was
super-
longer for
I
her.
can't say I'm super up on Sherry matches, so I can't speak to
Well,
it.
she
So
wrestled
to be fair,
the
no, but
Fabulous
to be
Moolah
fair,
when there was a women's division.
No, fuck that.
And-
To be fair, with age difference and everything like that, I grew up watching Sherry Martel being Sensational Sherry, Queen Sherry, and just Harlem Heat Sherry. You know, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. Oh my,
Sure.
calm down,
She-
no, sir.
she-
You know, this
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
from my memory and where
No,
I stand at
yeah.
and everything. Sensational
Look.
Sherry. Sherry Martel has always been one of the women, for me, as a female wrestling fan, top tier. And it's not even as a wrestler, just as just manager wise, as a female manager wise, because I kind of know her more as a manager wise than her in actual wrestling matches.
And also, just for history lesson, because I grew up watching this shit. Also, she is one of the very few people, not women, but people, that has elevated or has been on the same level as everyone she's been in the ring with. And I'm talking about she's on the same level as Macho King Randy Savage when she was, his queen before they married Elizabeth.
I was watching that WrestleMania entrance earlier today.
She elevated Shawn Michaels to the Heartbreak Kid that we all grown and loved him to be when she was managing him. She elevated Harlem Heat to where they need to be, where they did that, and she was one of those managers, not just females, one of those managers that grabbed heat wherever she went for her people. She wrestled.
She hanged them with the boys. That DiBiase,
she would interfere. She would interfere with everyone in there. She can also talk. Ultimate Warrior, world champion, Macho King. The story was Macho King Randy Savage wanted a title shot. Macho Man can talk with the best of them. She sent out Sherry Martel to talk to the Ultimate Warrior live in front of the crowd.
Oh, stop.
She asked for the title match. Shit. She tried to seduce the Ultimate Warrior.
She was on her knees, boy.
She threatened him. She begged him. And then the Ultimate Warrior threatened her. And she went through all the stages of emotions.
Oh, shit. What
of a manager, not just a woman, of a manager from the Ultimate Warrior. A psychopath. Let's get a psychopath is in front of her. And she elevated
for the rest of the card.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes we go over. But she elevated that moment.
Over. I'm gonna tell you right now.
She elevated that moment. So I'm just trying to give clarity. I'm just trying to give clarity that
I will put a pin in that and I will go do the research. Thank you for
that. But I'm just saying there's other Charlotte could be your GOAT. Charlotte could be your GOAT based on what she does.
Fantastic. But Charlotte's not in this match. She's in the Sunday's card match. So let's be hurry.
Just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's go. Damage control. Damage control. Damage control. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. Damage control. Done. Seal. Fun. Seth. Fuck me. Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. Just fucking pick a winner. Just pick a fucking toe. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins. Toe.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Wonderful. Next. Oh, Dom versus Poppy.
Rey
Absolutely.
Mysterio.
No, look, I'm so excited about this match. I'm so excited
Oh
about this
man,
match. I think
this is
that-
such a fun match.
I'm gonna say two things.
And I'm not gonna respond.
Pray to
You
God.
can respond, but I'm not. They're not very flagrant. These two
No,
things, so
don't
they're not
say
gonna
that.
take a lot of feedback.
Don't say that.
Two things. Number one, Dominic Mysterio is the ultimate nepo baby. My man debuted on TV at like 9, again at like 16, and was a main roster wrestler in his very first match. Nepo baby. That's not controversial. That's just a fact. But number two is that since Prison Dom, he ain't missed. He ain't missed yet. So I'm excited about this match. I am. I'm excited about it. I hope very much, since Vicky Guerrero is no longer with AEW, I would like to see her involved. That's what I would like to see. I think Dominic Mysterio wins by way of shenanigans. That's what I think happens.
With Vicky in the lowrider.
It would have to be because Rhea's not gonna be there to protect him.
Yo,
Exactly.
Vicky in the lowrider. Let's go. Her laughing. That's it.
Hitting the excuse me all the way down. That's what I think should happen. Tags?
I want Rey to win, but
Nope.
I can see your point.
I want Dom to win. Dom needs this W more than Ray. Ray is in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't need this. He
that's
needs
the thing.
him.
I think Ray's good putting his son over, even clean maybe, but
That's
he doesn't
it.
need it.
Yep.
He's made,
You have
he's
to do it
made-
clean.
He's made
You
10
have-
times
it-
over.
If you know what, you could do it clean or dirty. Why? Because you want to lie, cheat, and steal. But I think to get any credibility to it, it should be clean. You know,
Yeah.
because
I mean-
you expect him to cheat in order to lie, cheat, and steal, right? We're doing the Eddie way, right? We're repping Eddie to do like in a memorial. This is your Hall of Fame. What better way than to do Eddie Guerrero fucking style, everything. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to happen with Dominic. All right. If it happens with
I'm
Ray,
with it.
that's but
I'm with it.
I think to add salt to the wound, injury, insult to injury, it would have to be Dominic. I don't
What's
see it
next?
any other way. Ray can come booyaka 619 up in the atmosphere.
Hey, don't hate on Ray though. Don't downplay it.
No,
Come
I'm
on.
not hitting on Ray. I'm not hitting on Ray, but I don't see Ray coming out in the lowrider. I don't see him having the bigger entrance out of the
no.
two. That's
Nah,
what I'm
probably
saying.
Dominic.
I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know what Ray might. Ray can come out through the fucking sky. Who knows? No,
Ray
let's not
Ray
do
was
that.
a gangster too.
Let's
with
Gotta
the
not
be
filthy
really hard on
animals.
the knees.
Tell me
It's gotta
we
be really
track
hard
on
the
shit
knees,
like that.
jumping out
Word.
like that.
It's improved, but no, thank
Word.
you.
Ray
we'll
was
leave
a
that
gangster
alone.
with the filthy animals.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm with Dom winning. And we got Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha
Yes.
Academy versus the
Yes.
Viking Raiders.
Yes.
The WrestleMania
I'm
showcase.
excited about this. I'm excited about this match. Why am I excited about this match? I
Why?
should have no reason to be excited about this match, right?
Yeah,
Wrong. It's just gonna be spots and Ricochet and Montez Ford trying to out jump each other, and I get excited about stuff like that.
nah,
Sometimes I want wrestling to be cinema. I want it to be story. Sometimes I want it to just be flippity doos.
And then you got
So
the
do I.
Viking Raiders, and then
I'm more
you got
excited
the
to see
Alpha
Gable
Academy that can
decision.
go up against these two. Braun Strowman's just gonna run through
They're all so
everybody.
talented, man. The Vikings are
And-
so talented, and Gable and Otis are so underrated. I think all those
It-
teams are going to be dope and fun.
It's pronounced Otis.
OT.
Excuse me.
OT's. Word.
If I'm picking a winner,
Going through
I'm going
some
with it.
changes. Okay, we're going through
If
some
I'm
going to
picking a
Street Pro?
winner, I'm going with the Profits. I'm going with the Profits for a winner.
Street Profits are up.
And they want the smoke.
They want
I,
Mhm.
yeah, I see the Street Profits also. Because the Viking Raiders, they did nothing with them.
They're so talented. And
They
it doesn't
are.
matter.
It's just
so
Yeah.
good.
Valhalla
I've been watching.
is
I've been
here.
watching their stuff for like a decade now. They're awesome.
And they should be better than what they are right now. But
Lot of
I
talent.
they,
in that
this match can showcase them and elevate them in the eyes of the viewers.
You know what it is that they don't
But-
have another tag team to kind of go up against a gimmick. I'm just gonna put it out there, because the thing is that it's not to say it's a gimmick, but Vikings, we've seen it, we heard it, we actually seen it in fucking movies, and it's fucking amazing. But
like they would need the Ascension or something.
no, maybe not the Ascension, maybe, but maybe AOP, Authors of Pain.
They need somebody to bounce off of. You know what's funny? I don't know if you guys have seen the Raiders, or the
War Machine,
the War Raiders, as they used to be known, or War Machine as they used to be known.
Yeah,
having matches with the Young Bucks and Ring of Honor, or in Japan,
absolutely,
some of the best tag team matches I've ever seen.
So good.
I've been a fan of theirs for a long time, and in NXT as well. They, you know, as the War Raiders, they were phenomenal. But like, I just think that tag team wrestling in WWE isn't what the structure isn't there for them to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And it does have to do with the teams that they're wrestling against. It does have a lot more to do with the time they're given, the stories they're given. Like, I think at one point they were in a story where they were playing dodgeball against the Profits and like trying to be competitions. Yeah. But then all of it just kind of amounted to nothing.
Yeah.
Point being is they are one of the more talented tag teams in the world, but because of the tag team structure and mindset in WWE, that's just not the best place for them to thrive, and that's okay because they're collecting hella paychecks. So like, you know, they're chilling.
You know, to be honest with you, I honestly think they need to get over SmackDown. SmackDown has become a black hole for wrestlers. Like, you're gonna get lost in the sauce there because they don't really have a structure. They have Roman, and then they just do shit. But Raw, at least they can put you somewhere.
At the same time, it's Fox.
Yeah,
you know,
but
and
they might have to redo their whole, you know. I don't want to say but getting the Viking stuff out of there. It because it's not working for them, especially when they do the basketball shit against the Street Profits. Because it's like,
I just want to see them have good matches. I just know what they can do. So that's why I'm excited about this. But that's why I'm excited about this big multi-tag match, because it's going to be an opportunity to showcase what everybody can do.
Everybody's going to have a spot. And that's what's going to be really amazing about each and every tag team. Braun Strowman's going to have a spot. Ricochet is going to have a spot. The Street Profits, both of them are going to have their spot. The Alpha Academy are going to have their spots. The Viking Raiders, everybody's is going to have a fucking spot. Because why? When you have this many meaty men in the ring, this is what fucking do.
Up in that ring.
This is what you do. Everyone gets a spot. It's Oprah, you get a spot, and you get a spot, and you get a spot. Everybody gets a spot.
I love it. I'm excited.
It is fucking amazing. Yes. Leave. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for my friend. He's just such a negative Nancy. I just apologize. I'm trapped, man. I just like drink, I smoke.
I think his connection got weird.
I'm a little bit unfocused. I switch between days of Saturdays and Sundays, but you know what? We went through the car Saturday, Sunday. Let's just get your fucking votes in because fuck him. All right. Okay. Liv Mo. It's terrible. Liv and Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez. Fuck you, Rodriguez. All right.
Baszler and Ronda.
I'm with that. Yes, because it's the only thing that makes sense.
It's Liv and Raquel, Shotzi and Natalya,
Ronda and Shayna, and Chelsea. The only team that makes sense is Ronda Rousey and Shayna.
The two MMA monsters. I'm gonna take them for sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
Lesnar and yo, why does Lesnar keep saying almost? No, almost.
That's kind of what it should be. I hate almost. I always say almost too. Not that I hate Omos. Like I hate the pronunciation of his name. He's actually a very kind giant, but I just don't like the way his name is said.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I was like, oh, that makes, when he said it, I was like, that makes sense. Omos. There's an A
Brock,
somewhere.
And the only time I don't bet on Brock is if it's against Roman. So Brock, go with Brock.
Same. Edge and Finn Balor. Now this is interesting. We're getting Brood Edge and Demon Balor.
That's what I've heard.
And
that's what I've heard.
Supuestamente. We're just throwing it out there, all right? AEW has given the one night go for Christian to be part of the Brood.
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it either. Sounds too good to be fucking true. I don't see Tony Khan going that way. But who knows?
I will buy it. I will buy it when I see it.
Okay. Gangrel, we know it's supposed to be there though.
Gangrel, yeah. As wherever the hell he wants. I, having spent time both places, I don't think that they are going to make that happen. I could be wrong. I hope I am, but I don't think so. With that being said, I am very much rooting for Finn Balor. I think the Demon had a real rough break the last time he wrestled, when he wrestled Roman, and the buckle fell underneath him, and that's how he lost. That did not make me happy. So I hope that he picks up a W against Edge. I've always been a Balor fan as well. So I hope he wins.
And the fact that we're getting the Demon, it's just we have nostalgia versus the Demon Finn Balor.
This is the Demon. As long as we don't get the Demon. This is the Demon that powerbombed Bobby Lashley at Mania a few years ago. You got to be pretty strong to powerbomb Bobby Lashley.
As long as we don't get his music hitting in the middle of the match, and then he automatically started having a seizure.
You didn't like you didn't like the.
I was like, look out of here! What are we serious? I'm like, oh shit!
I'll be honest with you. I like when wrestling gets silly, so I loved it. I did.
Okay. You know what? I am a fan.
Maybe I'm just a bad fan or a bad smark.
No, you're not a bad fan at all. Absolutely not. No, I was like, get the fuck out of here. We got the theme song going on. I giggled. I definitely giggled.
Yeah, me too. But I like wrestling.
So I guess I do like it. I was just like, but the top turnbuckle breaking down the way it did, that was a little bit
upsetting.
In my heart. I was like, get the fuck, nah. That's just me, but I'm going to move forward from that. You gotta fucking win, Demon Balor. You have to say it like that. Man. Versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I low-key want Sheamus to win this.
Not only do I want Gunther to win, but I want to see the reddest chests in all of WWE. I want all three of them. I don't want Drew to tan. I don't want Drew to tan that week. Because Gunther and Sheamus are already so pale. They're already so pale. I don't want Drew to tan. I want the three of them to be pale as possible, so that all three of their chests are just
rosy red.
I want them
and
to
Sheamus is going to be fucking like slightly whatnot, just because
himself as well.
Oh,
and as much as I think Gunther should win, because I just want to see him beat everyone. On the whole, I don't care so much. I just want to see them all just brutalize each other, which is rare.
I just want to see chops.
It's not really my favorite
you can
style
give me a 15-minute match just of them giving chops, and I'll be like, yes, I am satisfied.
See, that's not my favorite style of wrestling, but seeing those guys do it as really some of the best in the world of that style, I just want to see them beat the hell out of each other. I do.
Yeah. Okay, it's just going to be an overall good fight because all of them just want to fight. They all have a similar style, and in a style where like either I'm going to chop you, or I'm just going to like clothesline you, or I'm just going to kick you. I'm just going to give you just
maul each other.
Force that's going to give you a tate quieto for a moment, so you can get up and be like, "Let's do it again," And I like that. It's that brute wrestling. that we don't
It's gonna be
really
great.
get as
I'm looking
much.
forward- and it's not, like I said, it's not really my style, but I can enjoy when the best showcase it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what better way to showcase it than the granddaddy stage of them all? Yes, WrestleMania this Sunday. But yeah, fuck. No, don't come back. Great. All right. Gunter. I low-key want Sheamus to win this. Why? Because I do want him to have all the titles underneath his resume. Hi, friend. Welcome back.
You did that shit to me on purpose.
You know what? Steve did not fuck with me tonight. I may be very glitchy on the stream because I was peeping that. I was like, fuck, I hate when I'm glitchy. But the fact that Steve knocked you out and we were able to get to card on Sunday, praise Jesus. Praise the Lord. On Sunday, yes, Lord.
Hey
Praise.
man, I was doing my thing. You was the one arguing with me.
Right, so
I got a
do
call
you
from
have
WWE. They like my
do
ideas.
you
They
have
want
what?
my
Drew McIntyre or Sheamus? Oh, excuse me, Gunter.
Gunter. I'm going with Gunter. Despite our conversation of me not really caring, I just want to see everybody get mauled. Gunter.
Yep, Gunter. Yes, Gunter. Who do you have? The toe of tags.
I kind of would like to see Sheamus become Intercontinental Champion, but I think Gunther needs to win this match. You know, just solidify himself. You know, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are made. Make
The fact
Gunther.
that
valid.
Drew McIntyre was not even named into this, Drew McIntyre doesn't matter. I can see Gunter and Sheamus win this, and I'll be okay. Any winner of them two.
Drew is so good. Drew has been so good for years now. It's like you just trust him in any spot.
Yeah, and he'll make it work. Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
You know, I've never been a big Bianca fan. I think she's very
Really?
talented. I think she's very talented. I think she's
Okay.
very, very, very talented.
Okay.
But for me, as a wrestling fan, not even as a wrestler, as a wrestling fan, I
Okay.
just enjoyed the work of Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha, Rhea more. Asuka as well. That's not to say I don't appreciate or enjoy Bianca. I think she's outstanding. I just don't find myself rooting for her as much as, say, an Asuka. So in this scenario, Asuka. And I'll probably be wrong, but I'm rooting for Asuka.
I'm rooting for Asuka also.
Same. Because I feel like if we're gonna introduce a new character, right? Same character, new evolved character of Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka with a twist.
He would need this W to solidify this crazy, insane clown, old school, as Michael Cole would say, vintage Asuka, with her whole Japanese inspired face paint.
Yeah.
Insane clown, that persona. It sucks because I am in the same boat. I don't see Bianca losing because fair is fair. If one women's champion loses or wins, the other one loses or wins the next card. If it's in the way it's fucked up to kind of think about it, but it's like their balance in their universe
Sure.
as opposed to a new women's champion here and a new women's champion there. Let's see where this goes.
That's valid.
They don't want to take that risk, and that's for me. For WWE, I feel like they don't want to take that risk because it's
I think it's less taking a risk and more of like I think they've made it clear for a couple years now that like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are the future of the women's divisions. They were the final two in the Rumble at one point. They've had a couple of matchups. They fought in NXT, and like I think if you have Rhea spearheading SmackDown and Bianca staying champion on Raw, I think that's their overarching women's division plan. I think that's a good one.
Right.
So I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like in their come up, they came up basically at the same time. So therefore, they are the two women at the top of their tier with two different shows.
Right.
So it's technically like they're just aligned with each other, and it makes sense because all four horsewomen were also aligned with each other, just trying to build the brand overall.
Word.
So, yeah. I want Asuka to win this, and that's it. She should. I want Bianca to do other things. Now we have the ultimate one: Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Guys, I am so excited about Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. On a personal level, short story. In 2017, before I started wrestling full time, before I moved down to Florida and pursued this, part of that brief period where I wasn't doing just one thing, I saw that Cody Rhodes was running a seminar at A.R. Fox's school down in Georgia for $25, which is very cheap for as far as a seminar goes, and very cheap for the Ring of Honor World Champion to be running a seminar.
Right.
He lives in Georgia, and it was in Atlanta or Atlanta area, and so I thought to myself, my stepmom is a flight attendant. Maybe she can get me a flight. And so she did. And so I flew down to Georgia, and I worked with Cody at a seminar. And even though I wasn't wrestling full time, I was experienced enough to train a bit with them, and then I refereed some of the matches, and he let everyone who was able to have a match at this seminar. He watched every single one. It was like a 6-hour seminar that was supposed to be 3. But he took the time. And he took the time to talk with everyone who wanted to talk with him. Fast forward about 6 months, he's at a show in Connecticut, and I go up to his merch line before people were there because I went a little early to make sure I went and spoke to Cody. And Cody remembered me, and we chatted. And then he was at a show in Connecticut another month later, and he remembered me, and we chatted. Fast forward 3 years. 4 years. It's 2021 in the summertime, and I get my first invite to be an extra at AEW. And after much of the day had passed, who do I see walking out of his office? Cody Rhodes. And I go up to him, and before I say anything, he points at me, and he goes, "Jarett, from the seminar, from Atlanta. Great to see you again. Awesome to have you here. How have you been?"
Oh, that's so
The fact
awesome.
that this man, 4 years removed from 3 fairly brief interactions, knew exactly who I was and where he knew me from, made me a Cody Rhodes fan for life.
Oh, I love to hear
So-
that.
So, when I see Cody Rhodes come back to WWE, which I knew was going to happen at some point,
Mhm.
and just thriving at being himself, not being a character, just being heightened Cody Rhodes, the nicest, most generous man in wrestling that I've ever met. I don't ever want to see him lose again. Ever.
I
That's-
love
that's a
that.
personal- So.
But
my
that's
Cody
like
Rhodes
just
story.
such a heartful like story to hear from like your personal interaction, not just to see him as like this character or anything, just to be like to have that one-on-one interaction with Cody Rhodes, and for him to installing that, you know what? Nah, I
Blew
remember
me
you.
away.
You're cool. It's good.
It
Like,
blew me
that's
away
so
that he was able to
awesome.
do that. Yeah. So now, at this point, as a wrestler, now I just got to get there too, because I got to see him and say,
Absolutely.
"Look how far I came. I got here."
Word.
I love
Yeah.
that. Absolutely. Yes.
No.
Manifesting that on the future. Yes.
Thanks. So Cody Rhodes, Roman's awesome, man. He's been doing the best fucking wrestling. He's been the best thing in wrestling for like 3 years now. It's time. It's time to start
That's right.
shutting it down.
The
The
golden
story.
child is back home.
Not Roman as a character, just like shutting this story down, you know?
The tribal chief will fall
Yeah.
in the hands of Cody
Bloodline era,
Rhodes.
it's time to start turning that story down. Cody Rhodes all day.
Whoa! Yeah, listen,
Something
we all
Cody
song.
Rhodes.
The song. You don't know the
What
words?
about you guys?
Fucking Google it, bitch.
What about
Right.
you guys?
Hope
Well,
he
just
popped
to
his
be a
shoulder
dick,
for
here's
fucking
why you're
self.
wrong.
Yo,
Now, fuck with you.
Yeah, whoever this is in the comments ain't it.
AEW for life.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go.
No, but you know,
Bye.
but yo, listen, I understand why you feel that way about Cody, and I would feel the same way. I'm a fan of Hacksaw Jim Duggan for life, just because he stopped me at Comic-Con and he had a conversation with me. Like literally, he
Yeah.
stood in front of me and said, "How are you guys
Right.
doing?" Yeah, so now I'm a fan so I understand that. But AEW for life it's kind of, we don't know the situation, so we only take shit at face value. When he left AEW, it kind of felt like he left us. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why do you feel that way?
'Cause he built it up from the ground up, and then he leaves and goes to the competition. When they built it as this is the competition for WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
Okay.
for me personally, it wasn't a war between AEW and WWE for me, but it was like, okay, this is the wrestling I grew up on, and it's coming back. And then now it's like, well, all right, I'm out.
But I think
So
also
a lot
our
of the fans,
expectations. I think also our expectation was when he went to WWE was that he was going to be created as a joke. He's going to give him back his Stardust gimmick. This is not going to be the same Cody Rhodes that we see in AEW, where essentially it's just Cody fucking Rhodes. And I think a lot of our overall, like in our imaginations and our minds, we see WWE being all gimmicky because why? This is what they raised them, that they're all kind of about the gimmick. But with Cody Rhodes, it was just a different animal where even underneath the reigns of Vince McMahon, he didn't want Cody Rhodes to come back as Cody Rhodes, but he was convinced that this is the only way to bring him back. You can't bring him back as a gimmick. You can't bring him back as Stardust. You can't bring him back as not knowing who he is in your WWE universe. He's one of the few that kind of broke the mold when it comes to this is who he is in our universe. You don't know him from any other place. Piper,
so
do
Tag,
drop.
I think that something that you may have felt in that way, it's based on this idea that WWE and AEW either can't or shouldn't coexist, because he started up a company from the ground up to be competition, and like that's valid, right? But it's not competition in the way that wrestling fans view it. Like, okay, it's competition in the ratings because sometimes they go head to head or sometimes they are on the same day, right? Like a Friday, for example. It's competition with the fans because wrestling fans can be toxic and polarize everything. But you know who it's not competition for? Wrestlers. The people who are on the show, the people who are actually making the product. For us, it's just another place to work, another opportunity to live our dreams out, and another opportunity to do the most that we can with the thing we're best at. So although I hear what you're saying when it's like, oh man, I was an AEW fan and Cody went back to WWE and I don't like WWE as much. Okay, valid. But if you remember that wrestlers are also real life people, none of us hate each other at all. The WWE locker rooms have no beefs with the AEW locker rooms. Whatever war, that's all drummed up by the people watching the shows. We just want to thrive and entertain and make as much money as we can. Was I disappointed? Was I disappointed that in the way that Cody left? Yeah, because there was so much that he didn't do on AEW. We didn't get to watch him wrestle Bryan or Punk.
Like his
or
time
Omega.
wasn't ready. His time wasn't up yet.
Yeah.
It felt like there was so much more for him to do on AEW. I totally get that. As a fan, I selfishly want to watch all those matches, right? But as a wrestler, as a businessman, you can't blame him, man. He did the right thing for his career, and he became the biggest babyface in the biggest company in wrestling, instead of being the biggest mid-card tweener for the second biggest card in wrestling.
Main eventer. After
You know what I'm
all
saying?
the years of the work that he was trying to put in, even working with the gimmick that they epically gave him to fail. Pretty much like the New Day. They gave the New Day a fucking gimmick that was going to fail, and they fucking turned that shit around and made it into
as
the
an
fucking
independent wrestler.
Shit.
As an independent wrestler, I can still thank Cody to this day, because without AEW existing, I wouldn't be doing the AEW dark and extra work that I'm doing. Right? That helps me pay my bills. But it wouldn't even exist without him, so I can't be mad that he left. Because he had to leave WWE in the first place, right? Sometimes you got to leave to make something else better. I think he said that in a promo, too.
No,
and now AEW, as soon as Cody left and Punk and Bryan and Cole came in for a little while there, up until the Brawl Out situation, it was nothing but up for AEW. Too, don't forget. That company's doing just fine without Cody, too.
Yeah.
Except for the fight stuff.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, as a wrestler, I get that. But as the owner and the creator of the thing, you know,
how can you say that when you're not the owner or the creator of the thing?
I think he said no. I'm saying I think he's saying, like, if for Cody Rhodes to leave the company he made, I think he said this in an interview too. Like, it really just wasn't his baby anymore. Like, it was self-sustaining without him. And you can see it every Wednesday. It does self-sustain without him. Wheels keep turning. Spoke on the wheel type thing.
Yeah, no.
As important as Cody was backstage, and I can speak to that personally from people that I know have relationships with him backstage. Like, yes, important, but like, he's gonna have a lot of matches in WWE now that we never thought could happen. I never thought we'd see Cody Rhodes versus friggin' Ludwig Kaiser, right? Marcel Bartel. But guess what? The match was pretty cool. Cody and Chad Gable. That shit was dope. There's a lot of Cody matches that we're about to see in WWE. Yeah. And let's not forget, the doors have only been going AEW to AEW. WWE's most recent release signs with AEW. AEW is now in a way better place than it ever was before. We can see that door open both ways now. We can see Japan get involved in either direction. Wrestling is better than it's ever been, at least in the last 10 years, because of what Cody's done forming and leaving All Elite Wrestling. That's just my opinion.
And I can't argue with that, because my feelings about that are emotional because of my attachment with the shit that I create.
They're valid, though.
But hey, I'm so
he
proud
admitted they're emotional. He admitted they're emotional, but hey, I'm not even arguing them because they're totally valid. I'm just seeing it from a different perspective.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not something I'm going to argue with people.
You're heard.
Listen,
but this is something I'm not going to argue.
This is why I'm like, he said the word emotional. The fact that he said the word emotional in a sentence, I am so proud of you. I'm impressed. This is progress.
Listen.
We are here for you.
I don't know all the facts in that situation, right?
Oh.
So when he left, to me, it looked like he left the WWE because of the Stardust thing, right? He wanted to prove that he was more than just Stardust, right? He leaves, he proves he's more than Stardust. He becomes a hot commodity. What he did in the independent circuit, he could have came back the same way Drew and Bobby Lashley did.
Absolutely.
He develops AEW. The first 2 years of AEW, I'm watching and I'm like, this is the wrestling I grew up on. and I emotionally got attached to AEW with the style of wrestling they had and everything like that. Then I'm like, all right, I want AEW to succeed. It's not AEW over WWE for me. It's wrestling, right?
For sure.
Because I get my fix from WWE the same way I get it from AEW. I always tell people, you want, to have your storylines and all that stuff, WWE, you want real wrestling, AEW. Based off of the 80s
look,
and all that
wrestling
stuff.
is ice cream. Wrestling is
Yeah.
ice cream. There are all sorts of different flavors, and none of them are bad. You just prefer one to others.
Yep. I can see that. That completely makes sense to me. Yes.
I think we lost tab.
I want ice cream now. Thank you.
It's too late for ice cream. It's about bedtime for me. So who do you think is going to win the match?
So Cody Rhodes, round
Cody.
board. Yeah. Oh wait, I don't know. For me,
Like,
Cody
the
Rhodes. I know
American-
Diaz was
American
Cody
man.
Rhodes. What do you want? Do you want your tribal chief
Me?
to take the W for this?
You asking me?
No. I'm asking this fucking guy.
He's frozen.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yes. So therefore, since he's frozen and eventually he's gonna go off, Cody Rhodes is taking this W
Oh yeah.
across the board.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We appreciate you. You know, it sucks. I don't have the commands to end this podcast on a positive note because the motherfucker that got fucking frozen here is the commander of everything. I'm just here, just chilling with our wonderful guest, Jarett Diaz. I appreciate you so fucking much for staying on and
It way
staying
longer than I
overtime
thought I
on
would,
top
but
of that. Dude, I didn't
Way
expect
longer than
this.
I thought I would, but I had a good time.
I'm so happy that you did, and I do apologize for my friend. Listen, it's a lot.
No apologies required. I think, you know what I think? I think these types of discussions just work better in person because of the tape delay, because of all sorts of things. But I'm so glad you had me on. I'm glad we did this. I had a great time. We went a little overtime. I'm very tired now, but we're good. And there he is to sign us off.
I had to get it on my phone because I lost internet again.
It's okay, but you can sign us off, bro. You came at the perfect time. You're gonna sign us off.
Yeah, so we're done?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, wait, you know what? Do you want to plug anything? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done.
Yeah, right.
Do you want to plug anything? Go for it. Any Instagram or anything?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Jarett Diaz. That's THE Jarett Diaz, as my name is spelled on the screen. As well as on YouTube at the Jarett Diaz Show. That is where most of my content and a lot of my matches will live. You just search me on YouTube and I'll pop up. I have a lot of dates. I went over them earlier, so if you weren't watching earlier but you're watching now, scroll back when this thing is a full-time video and you'll find the dates.
Absolutely.
Enjoy WrestleMania this weekend. Watch
Word.
wrestling.
Happy
whether you like
WrestleMania, everybody.
whether you like what you're seeing or you don't, just watch it anyway because wrestling is awesome. Be nice to somebody tomorrow.
Word.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah, Gigi.
Ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I don't know what's happening with you right now, so but you're the guy in charge. That's very glitchy. More glitchy than me.
It's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.